Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Generation X proudly brings to you. No, wait a minute. That ain't it. That ain't it. Well, what? Hold on. How do we normally do it? How we normally do it? You know me. I'm the heartbreak kid, and no, that ain't it. I am the best there is. The best there. No, that definitely ain't. Oh, here you go. What's going on, people? This your boy KStylzz here in the Atlanta Falcons Nation with your boy to the stage right today. Your Mad Mike Sports, aka the Mad Scientist. And you got your boy down here at the bottom, as y'all know him as LT, not LT.
Because we gonna run through. Let me tell you, we gonna run through this show like a bunch of crazed dogs.
As y'all know, this is Friday night. Hey, look. As y'all know, this is Friday Night Madness, which means anything can go. This is the show for y'all. This is the interaction show. So everybody that loves us, you be free to come on later. Everybody that hate us, we definitely want you to come on.
That's a fact.
Exactly. So somebody already did it in the chat. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
You know me, man. Another day in paradise. You know how it go. Fresh off the weekend, ready for this game Sunday. Hey, man. Hey, if you have Twitter, hey, follow me on Twitter at wordplay_kid26. I usually hold spaces on during the games. You know, if you want better insight on the game, come follow me and join my spaces, man.
You never know. You might catch one of us in them spaces. You might catch both of us in them spaces too.
You never know. I'm in that mode too.
All right. But since we got a couple people in the chat that already done said it, you know what we got to. You know what we do before every show, right, Mike? LT. They already said it, so I got to give it to them. We got to give them the real roll call.
Oh, okay. Lord. Watch it. I hear her way in the background.
Exactly. She over there making.
I told you I was going to behave, Miss Maggie. I told you I was going to behave, okay? She's back there making sweet potato pies with her feet. So, yeah. But. You know how we gotta do. We're gonna read. I can't read everybody, but I'm gonna read a few people here, and then we gotta get started with the show. Like I said, Noah Tyndale in the building. Y'all make sure y'all show him some love. That's Atlanta Falcons Nation fan.
We ain't gonna skip past it. She really put her foot in it. That's nasty.
She put her foot in it. Yeah, that's what you do. That's when you know it's homemade and good. There's always a toenail in it somewhere.
Oh God!
I know I said the toenail.
Exactly.
Not the corns. Not the corns being crushed.
The bunions and all. Ankles deep in that goddamn sweet potato pie. But we got Joseph Thornton, we got Stewie Rock, we got Jonta Rozier, we got Bobby Boy Zone 3. I see Asia Green in the building, Raheem DeVille, Rodney Brown. Let's see who else we got. It Anquan Wartime TV, Low Ski, Workflow Dre, Michael Walker, Ephraim Jones, Brian Peoples, Asia Green, Vlad Tepes, King Quest 710, and Jordan Christopher. We're gonna get to the rest of everybody during the show, but for right now, we got to get into the show, man. What's going on, fellas? What we got for them today?
You want to get right into it? Just go right into the issue at hand that quite possibly may be a concern. That what the fuck you look at your lip like that? What the hell wrong with you?
I'm just saying, hey, if he say he gonna get into it, let's go ahead and crank it up.
He got and look, he got the fork. He got the fork and knife ready to dive into that. Exactly.
Nah, man, we about to get straight into it. Isaiah Oliver is obviously out for the year, and with Eric Harris as well as Avery Williams doubtful for the game, that could quite possibly be a major concern as far as the secondary, the pass defense is concerned. Who do you think should get majority of those snaps in that role?
In the safety role?
Let's start with the Rover. Let's start with both. Let's just get both the thoughts on both. Well, the starting safety position as well as that a third corner, slot corner position.
I don't know, man. I mean, cause I know the game that Terrell was out. You know, TJ Green was playing. He was playing outside. You know, and he did pretty decent for that game. Safety wise, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe you could give him another go at it, possibly. I'm not really sure about that. As far as that slot corner position, man, I don't even know. I really don't. At this point, I just like, man, just coach the guy out the best way they can and see what they can do. That loss of Oliver for the year, man, that definitely hurt us. That hurt us bad. Especially the fact that, you know, he started off so well for the season. Like, he ended the season pretty strong last year with the transition to the slot position, and now, you know, how he started the season off, man, the man was playing phenomenal ball. Like, coverage been good. The only thing I've been having issues, like, when he was blitzing, you know, he was kind of like not maintaining containment on the outside. But other than that, you know, that he was doing his fair share on that. Tackling was very sound. Even created a turnover before the year was out. So, I mean, before he went out for the season. So, like, I take it back. Not only he did create a turnover, he forced the fumble and recovered it. So, like, you know, like, man, like I said, the man was already starting off the campaign with a good season, and then, unfortunately, like we all know one thing about football, injuries happen. This is why I need fans to understand you just can't go out and just sign people because they just got released, because you need money in the bank to sign somebody in case of an injury. That's just the way it is. So by us not really having the money to splurge like that, you see now you have to try to bring in somebody out of Brunswick, Georgia, to play corner. So
Really?
this is where we at right now.
You ain't going to the
hey, man.
They was gonna be the first team to sign a currently enrolled player from the University of Georgia to come play for the NFL team.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah, I kind of. No, my bad. I was about to say I'm kind of agreeing because it's like we really don't know how to really attack this. Because it's not like you're down one position. You're literally down two positions. And really your backup for both of those positions literally it needs to be at one position. But only exactly. But I think what's going to end up happening is, and I'm just going to take this as a long shot, I think this is gonna be that chance where they might have to take a gamble with Richie Grant. They might have to take the gamble. at that Rover position. At least right there, you still got safeties behind him that can protect him. And you got linebackers next to him and in front of him that can kind of protect him as well.
If Harmon do his job, it can make Richie Grant's job easier, in a sense.
Right,
maybe he could be able to be like a on field coach for that man.
Right.
You know, so like that but like you said, you got to take that chance on Richie Grant. And I mean, we've been hearing the stories about he really ain't been getting playing time because he really don't know the playbook. But at this point, it's do or die now. Sink or swim.
Yeah, like you said,
either you're gonna be Rose on the Titanic or you're gonna be Jack on the Titanic.
Exactly. Where it said, I'll never let go. I'll never let go.
It is. She let go and he's talking about
But yeah, like I said, and what I would do, I'll probably have to swap Deron Harmon into that free safety role and let Jalen Hawkins be that strong. Like I said, this is where, because remember, this is a must-win game. This is not the first game. No, you have to win this game.
It's crazy. I forgot about Hawkins. I still forgot about him.
Yeah, because the thing is, Sheffield is out there too, but I don't know if they're going to really give him a lot of reps.
Yeah,
like because he's still coming off that injury, so it's going to be kind of tough. Now, unless they activate Darren Hall, then that adds a whole completely different topic, whole different discussion if they activate Darren Hall. Because they haven't released the inactives and stuff yet, have they? I don't think they released them yet.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
In most cases, like I usually get them like right before the game anyway.
Right. So, yeah, like I said, it's just gonna be one of those things where you might have to take a chance with Richie Grant out there. Because it is, like I said, I think it's not so much that they say he doesn't know the playbook like that. But like you said, you got like we said about Jalen Mayfield, you got to let him go out there and get his ass whooped in order for him to get better.
Listen, Rafiki said on Lion King, the past is the past. So you either gonna run from it or learn from it. So it's either you're going to learn from it, you're going to either learn Sunday or you're going to run Sunday. One of the two.
Exactly. That's all I got to say about that. Where'd you at with him?
I will add this. It should be a tad bit easier to beat as it may. He's not going against no veteran QB. The person that they're playing is a rookie as well as him. So it could be a little easier than listen, I would be highly concerned of Richie Grant if he had a walking Sunday playing against Brady. I mean, oh Jesus, that man gonna torture you. So, but you played against Zach Wilson, who's also a rookie and is learning the game. So, I mean, only thing is he got more experience because he's been playing since day one. Versus, guess what? You just step on the field.
I was about to say, look. I about to say before Mike gets on, I about to say, do not be surprised if they put Foyer in that Rover spot for a few plays. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let Mike go and handle that.
You might see Debo in a nickel.
What's up?
Hey, you might see Debo in a nickel.
What you laughing for? That's not a bad idea.
Exactly. That's what we say.
You gonna be laughing, but you gonna see that. You're gonna see a lot of that. You're gonna see Michael Walker. Those guys are safeties. Like Debo plays like a safety more so than a linebacker. Foyer is a former safety, so they have that, that ability to like stick with wide receivers and stick with tight ends in that spot. But what you want to do is put a more athletic safety in that position, which Jalen Hawkins, what people don't realize, Jalen Hawkins made an excellent play on the ball while playing strong safety. He just dropped the interception. Again, one of those opportunities. He made a great play. He read the play well. He just dropped it. So I don't think it's a bad idea to put Jalen Hawkins. I actually think he's a better strong safety than he is a free safety.
Yep.
And then you can kind of use what I would do with that free safety position is just let Harmon kind of play that role. But I would really let Richie Grant just send him all different types of places. Like if he can't play one specific role, just let him be, do that one thing well. Because we know Sheffield, if Sheffield is going to be a part on the active roster, we know we can trust him inside more so than a rookie. Like that's one thing. He may get beat, but I can live with him getting beat because he has the experience of playing inside against NFL caliber defenses, offenses. So it's like I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely cool with having Sheffield that's in the middle. But one thing we kind of gotta pay attention to is TJ Green being on the outside, but Fabian Moreau in that Rover position also, because we've seen that he hasn't been very good on the outside, but he's physical enough to make certain tackles. I do know that. I just don't think he's an outside corner. I think he's more suited for the inside.
That's a valid point. But we did see TJ Green play decent on the outside, and Fabian, his size look more like he's more of an inside corner anyway.
Yeah, he's more inside. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he's more of a nickel. Yeah, he's more of a nickel. His size is like he's more of a nickel corner. So that would be the idea to have. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, while we talking about the secondary and Fabian Moreau and TJ Green, you still got to get to the quarterback. That's gonna help a lot. That's gonna help a lot.
I mean, yeah, to avoid exposing your secondary, you got to get after the quarterback. So that's.
But you know what?
I definitely agree.
But you know what? By looking at the size here, I kind of might be on what Mike is saying, but I'll put like I said, TJ Green might not be a bad idea at that Rover spot because he damn near as big as Foyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure DNP's got a game plan for this. This man ain't coached in the NFL for 30 plus odd years for no reason. I'm pretty sure that man gonna definitely he'll definitely find a way to get everybody in position to be successful. Like I said, the question mark gonna always come at Richie Grant. If he's playing, then I mean he got to be able to pick up on things as the game going. But I mean, like I said, with DNP's, this ain't his first rodeo. I'm pretty sure he done had plenty of games where he coached. He didn't have his best guys on the field, so he did what he do. He made it do what it do. So I'm pretty sure that same thing gonna apply here.
Right. And I also think the mentality. Well, we're definitely going to see what the mentality of this team is going to be because, like you said, you don't have all your best players out there. Like I said, you're going to have to go out here and you're going to have to get a win. Hold on. Before I finish that, let's go ahead and get to this $2 super chat. Jerry McCall said, career night for Zach Wilson bet. Laughing emojis.
I mean, first of all, we having breakfast, so
we gonna keep. Say everybody be at IHOP while the game going on right now. Let me get some of those pancakes.
Listen, I'm gonna have my pancakes on deck while the game going.
I'll be waking up, be wiping the crust out your eye, be like, oh shit, this football game on. Damn. But yeah, Yeah, like I said, it's gonna come down to at the end of the day. I want to see what Dean Pease does with this pass rush. I want to see it if they gonna play Mike Pennell Jr. this week. I want to see, because if you're weak at the secondary like that, when you're down a few guys, you, like I said, this is where your front seven and the creativity of the front seven pressure is going to be very important. And we know Dean Pease can do it. It's just about the guys executing.
Well, this comes from Ezekiel King. Mad, do you think Cordell Patterson might play wide receiver 1 this game, Tajay 2, KP in the slot, and have Hayden out at the same time? I mean, he's been doing that already. It's like I like that's the misconception, that he has just been solely a tight end. And that I take great offense to anyone say he's just a tight end. Because when we look at Travis Kelce, we look at George Kittle, like those guys are not just tight ends. Them guys line up everywhere. They line up in slot, they were like outside. So like, don't belittle a guy because he plays a certain position. We don't say that Tyreek Hill is just a wide receiver. When you see this dude taking end arounds to the house, he lined up in the backfield, and he's doing a great job in the backfield running the ball. So like, at the end of the day, these dudes just football players, and KP is just a damn football player. We say the same thing even about the quarterback, Felipe Franks. You see what he done. You see him throwing the ball. He coming in, run the option read. You know, it's you only setting the stage for him to come in and run a run pass option. You know, he's lined up at tight end. The Falcons, I mean, even look at Cordell Patterson. Cordell Patterson doing playing every position. So I take great offense to anyone. I'm not saying that you are saying this, but I just hear all the time. I see on social media, oh, we just drafted a tight end. No, this dude is a damn ball player. At the end of the day, you put players in position to make plays, and this is what you're going to see. So you're going to see KP slot outside tight end. You might see him in the backfield. You're going to see him all over the place. So you're going to, like, even just last game, we saw everybody say he need to get more reps as a running back. No, Cordell Patterson is a ball player. This dude lines up everywhere. He's lining as wide receiver. He's a running back. He's all over the place. So at the end of the day, Arthur is going to make sure that his players are going to make plays. So, yes, to everything you just said, absolutely. You're going to see them all over the place. Y'all got to take on that?
I mean, like you said, looking at this question, like you said, that's kind of what it has been so far. I mean, outside of Calvin really not being there, but what other choice do you have? Like I said, you don't want to just box Kyle Pitts as a tight end, because you want to use that mismatch any way possible. Now, like I said, is he going to get better with time? And we're seeing, like I said, he's getting better with time. Like I said, and like I said, while you was talking, I was actually looking at the snap count of Kyle Pitts in the game. Like I said, Kyle Pitts has had an average of the first 4 games, has had an average of 53 snaps a game. That's a lot of damn snaps.
That's a lot of snaps. Yeah.
That's a lot of snaps. So it's just about him being out there enough to where he can kind of read defenses himself. Like I would expect him to get a little bit more targets, because they're going to try to. I feel like they're going to try to use that matchup and see if they can get C.J. Mosley, get him matched up with C.J. Mosley.
I got an interesting comment that I want to
I think this is interesting just because, like, I see a few. We don't have no elite guys, but Grady and Terrell on defense, offense. Patterson is elite. I thought Calvin Ridley could be down the line, but everyone else is either falling off or just not good enough.
The reason why I thought this was interesting, to say that Cordell Patterson is elite.
I can't call him elite.
I can't call him elite. He's doing great. And that's one thing for me. You just got to stop jumping the gun.
You got to stop jumping the gun when guys get off to a fast start. Like, the dude is a journeyman for a reason. And that's not disrespecting him, but he's a journeyman for a reason. Whether it be coaches, whether it be coaches trying to see what he's capable of, that could be the case. But to say he's elite, he's playing well. And it's like, I don't want to, one thing I have to say, and I'm probably going to get heat for this again, you just got to stop disrespecting Matt Ryan. Every time a receiver, he gets a new toy, them dudes always shine. It doesn't matter who it is. It's always, you go back to 16 with Taylor Gabriel, Muhammad Sanu. Like, every time this dude get a new toy, they always seem to shine. So at the end of the day, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about elite quarterbacks. Elite quarterbacks make talent so much better. That's what they do. So
Cordell Patterson is playing great ball right now, but let's give Arthur Smith and Matt Ryan their credit. He's doing a great job of designing plays where you can get the ball into Cordell Patterson's hand. They're a great duo. They're a great match. This is what we're talking about. It's like Sean Payton and Drew Brees. You put them two together, they're gonna put up some yards. They're gonna do their thing. So I think that's more so the case than more so to him being elite. What y'all think about that?
No elite guys. Yeah, that, like I said, the thing about it is with Patterson, and like I said, Patterson has been the MVP of this team so far as what impact he has made.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, like you said, he's been around the league for a little while. The issue is we really don't have a lot of elite guys. This team is not made of a lot of elite guys. This team is made up of a lot of guys that are looking for second chances. Mm-hmm. This is what the Falcons roster is made up of second chance guys and rookies and young guys that's trying to make a name for themselves. You don't have to have an elite team to be successful in this league. I mean, it's good to have some elite players, but there's been plenty of teams that really didn't have a lot of elite talent that have done well. The issue right now is, I'm looking at the second part of what he said was, though really Pitts could be down the line, but everyone else is either falling apart, just not good enough. Like I said,
that's false.
Like I said, it's a whole new regime. Cordell Patterson is shining because he has rapport with
the OC. The OC knows what to do with him. That's another thing. We got to do with David Grohl know how to use Cordell Patterson. So, like, we got to kind of give him his credit too, because he knows what to do with that guy. So it's all about learning the player, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so really outside of Cordell Patterson really having a rapport with these coaches, with Dave Ragone, and Dave Ragone kind of being under Arthur Smith, and that's it, both of those systems being the same, everybody else is still learning something completely new. Like I said, the thing about football, the thing about the NFL is when you are looking at a team, you're going to see what this team is made up by week 6 or 7. That's where you be like, okay, this team is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon Price, appreciate the love. He said this channel was dope. Definitely appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love. So just think about it like that. Like I said, the first quarter, and it's 17 games, so it's kind of weird. So it's kind of like the first quarter of the season is over. That's why I said this is a must-win game, because I'd rather go into the next game or the bye week at 2-3 than 1-4. That's a big mental difference right there.
Right.
That's a lot of people don't realize how big of a mental difference that is. But yeah, just getting to that, that's why Cordell Patterson is balling, because, like I said, he already has the rapport with the coaches. And you have to think, the quarterback coach came from Chicago too, who was a running backs coach.
Mm-hmm.
So they know what Cordell Patterson, they know, like Mike said, they know what to do with Cordell Patterson. It's just trying to get everybody else to fall in the game. It's trying to get Calvin Ridley to get in the game. It's Tajay Sharp, Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst. Everybody is working their roles. That's why you're seeing Hayden Hurst being involved more in the last couple of weeks. It's just gonna come a time.
You got LT. Go ahead. TJ, my bad.
I was gonna say, you can't say these guys aren't elite yet. Like you said, this is the vets. Like, you can say maybe aren't elite, but these are, like you said, these are guys getting second chances. But we don't know what these rookies are. We don't know what these rookies are. Ogundesi has a strong chance, and I say this with all of my heart. Ogundesi has a strong chance to be one of the best DNs in this league. If he really outside linebackers, he has one of the best chances to be one of the best outside linebackers in this league. And people like and it's so weird. Like, everybody was so hyped about Kyle Pitts. He was one of my favorite picks, and Drew Dahlman. But Drew Dahlman isn't gonna get, unless Hennessy, gets a little bit, unless Hennessy gets shaky. Which when we drafted these guys, we didn't know what we like. This is our first draft. We didn't know what we were gonna get out of these guys. Mayfield is slowly and surely. I mean, he's getting a lot better. And that's what you want to see from your young old lineman. Like, so everybody's here to play high school football. Let's be honest. When you put that freshman tackle out there, that freshman guard out there, because he been working all summer, he's gonna have some fumbles. I started my sophomore year. My first game was horrible. When we get more, you got to get used to playing at a higher level. You got to get used to playing at varsity. And that's just it's the same way you get from college to NFL. You got to get used to playing in the NFL. These guys are huge. These aren't the same guys you get when you get in college. Sometimes you getting freshmen, sometimes you getting seniors. You don't know who's lined up in against you. You could be the upperclassman, you can be the lowerclassman. It doesn't matter. So when you get to the NFL, these guys have been in the league for years. You're not really going rookie versus rookie a lot. A lot of the time, if you're the rookie, you gonna get by. You going versus a vet. And then if you come out of high school, well, not high school, you come out of college with all this hype around you, or this guy's gonna be so good, they're gonna make sure they show you, like, they're gonna show you up. They're gonna try to show you up. So you can't, like, that whole elite thing. You got to give it some years, man. You got to give it some years, man. I like, and the thing about Cordell knows Cordell's a vet, man. Cordell's a real vet. Like Cordell's one of the vets like you really want on your team. He's a team player. That man he loves every city he's in. So he gonna ball his. He know he got to ball him behind off this year. He know he has to. So he's gonna look good, and the coaching is gonna make him look good. And he's come in and been that back you want, which everybody was like, why you get Cordell Patterson? Because he's shown you why you get Cordell Patterson. So that's all I have about that.
For saying like I'm picking back what all you guys said. Everything y'all said was right. Cordell Patterson really is he's a gadget guy. Like, for years he's been known as just a return man, but now, basically seeing how athletic he is,
basically he's the newer version and a bigger version of what Devin Hester got turned into. He was that gadget guy. He known as a great return man, but then when people started putting him on offense, you're like, holy crap, this we could do with that type of dude, this type of athleticism. Yeah, let's utilize him on offense because we could line him up anywhere and he could become a mismatch problem for any and everybody. So that's what Patterson is doing is. The thing is, Patterson, I think besides Brady, this is like the first time Patterson is playing with someone with some sort of talent at the QB position. So like he's getting to shine because like he was in Minnesota. I mean, as long as I know he's been in Minnesota, I think he was there when Captain Kirk came. But you had Sam Bradford,
Christian Ponder.
Christian Ponder, Case
who won the Saints game that year? It was I know he was there the year they won that Diggs caught that.
Okay, so Case Law and Order Keenum. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you really got like these are the type of guys that he had to play with. So he's seen even Teddy Bridgewater as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, he's seen his fair share of QBs, but he only got the chance to play with two elite ones, which is Matt and Brady. And I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even see him get utilized like this, even in New England. Right. Like Josh McDaniels ain't know what to do with him. Arthur Smith know exactly what to do with him. So you have to give a lot of credit to Arthur Smith in that play calling, because with his play calling is actually unlocking that hidden potential that Patterson was never displayed. Because like I said, he's always known as a return man. Like I said, I don't want to jump and I reiterate what Mike said. I don't want to jump the gun calling anybody elite. It's only 4 quarters. It's only 4 quarters in the season. The first quarter is over in the season. You play 4 games. Tape come out, different things come out. We've seen people come out the season with a hot start and completely fizz out as the season progresses. Why? Because tape is on them now. So, like, to say that Patterson is elite, that's kind of a stretch. That if he is, I mean, like I said, even then, I'm still going to give more credit to the QB and the play calling that he's getting, that he's being bestowed upon with. So that's why he succeeded so much. So, I mean, other than that, I don't think nobody's falling off. Everybody's in a brand new system. Literally, everybody's in a brand new system, offensively and defensively. You cannot think that you're going to, be an elite team when literally everyone is learning a whole different scheme. They changing the attitude, the whole nine. It's so much going on with the Falcons right now besides just wins and losses. It's ridiculous. And I really want, and I ain't just saying you to the guy that made the post. It's really this is me saying this to the fan base as a whole. I really want folks to understand the concept. Yes, we all want to see wins, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, you have to look at the little things that they're improving on. Just like TJ brought up how Mayfield has improved from week 1. Week 1, man, folks wanted that man up out of here. Like immediately. I'm talking about even to the point like we were talking about folks were saying we might need to sign us a veteran guard. And literally by week 4, like I'm looking like I'm okay with him staying at that left guard position. He's been improving. He's been playing good ball. You have to give folks opportunities to make plays. So like I said, just take the time and just enjoy the ride for right now. Like I said, now if we talking about 4 years down the road and things, and we look in the same spot, then we got something to complain about. But first year, literally 4 games played, no, I ain't complaining about nothing.
Got a question. And for those that's on the Jalen Mayfield retractors.
That's it.
Compared to Jamon Brown and James Carpenter, how does Jalen Mayfield
No! Oh. No, Lord Jesus. No, we did not rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Rebuke thy in the name of Jesus. But yeah, that's what but like I said, that's what we're saying. Like you're not going to players are not going to learn unless they're on the field. And I think it was TJ that made a point about like with Jalen Mayfield about not going against them veterans, because we have to remember them nose tackles and them D tackles, a lot of them are veterans in this league. So you're going to get your ass bust around here. But hold on, before I get to what my real question is, let me hit this $2 super chat.
$2.
He said Matt Ryan got fire in his eyes. The Jets are done. So he can have fire in his eyes, but if we can't stop them from scoring, there ain't no difference. But
yeah, he had fire Sunday, and you see how that turned out.
But as we talked about the wide receivers and Cordero being number one and stuff like that, what about Olamide Zaccheaus? How do y'all feel about his increased responsibility for this week?
He's got to create space. That's the only thing for him. Like, he's got to show me separation. He's fast. He's a speed guy. We know he's a speed guy, but I need him to run routes. I need to see the whole route tree this week. I can't see you just running nines down the field. I need curls, I need outs, I need ends, I need slants, I need all, like, you're taking Ridley's spot this week, bro. And if you don't show, you gotta show yourself. Like, this is a game where you can win yourself some money this week, really. And so you can get yourself some money if you show out. And he's gonna have to show you. Like, he'll get hit though. Like, I see Bobby Boy saying he got more heart. He gonna get hit. He'll take a hit, but he has to show me something. He's got to show you this week.
Okay.
But first of all, I need my man to catch the dog on football because I still see that wide open drop in my head from Sunday. Like, the ball, bro. Catch the ball. It's in your hand.
What's it? Help me, please. Help me,
please. Help me, please. Lord Jesus. You don't do us no favors if you drop a wide open passes. Now, I do agree with you what you said, TJ. You got to get separation. Speed and athleticism is fantastic, but if you can't run a route and set up DBs for you to, like, create separation, all that speed and athleticism don't mean nothing.
Right. Yeah. Because I think the reason why he say that too is we've seen it in the NFL here for years. We've seen guys come in this league that got blazing speed. They can run the 4.29. They can run the 4.3. They can run that go route like a mug. But when it come to them other 8 routes, they be stumbling on that pinky toe and can't get open.
Why nobody never got on Randy Moss with that motherfucker on?
God damn it!
Wait a minute.
Hey, hold on. Let me do it. Let me set it up.
The floor is yours.
Let me set it up here. When we look at Randy, so let me ask you. Okay, so it's gonna come down to this question. When you look at wide receivers, you look at T.O. and you look at Randy Moss. Randy Moss was better suited in offenses where they allowed him to run deep posts and deep goals. That's where his advantage was. 6'4", 200 pounds. He could outrun everybody and outjump everybody. One thing about Randy Moss, though, in the middle of the field, he wasn't Randy Moss in the middle of the field, from what I've seen.
Well, I mean, he in the Hall of Fame his whole career. We ain't like we ain't got more to see.
hey, look, I'm about to say, shoot, you could be in the Hall. Hey, like I said, he Hall of Famer. Hey, of course, Randy Moss one of the greatest receivers ever played the game. But would you take him over T.O. as far as being a complete wide receiver?
Now this is where I come in at, because I've been saying this for years that T.O. would, if we doing all time receivers, everybody got the consensus of Jerry Rice. Now the debate was always between, in most people's eyes, T.O. or Randy. For me, I'm gonna take T.O. T.O. run every route on the route tree. He might not be as fast as Randy, but he has speed. He's way more physical. I can rely on him in big situations to come up with catches. I mean, come on, the man gave you 135 on one leg in the Super Bowl. What do you want?
135 on a broken leg.
I mean, he's essentially Kurt Angle. I want to go medal with a broken freaking neck. Like, come on, like the only thing he did do with the Super Bowl was a broken freaking leg. That's it. Like, that's all he did do. But the man gave you 135. Like, come on, what more do you want?
Right. Yeah. But my boy said, hey, my boy Style said like a mug, and I still stand on that. I want to hit this. Hold on, I want to hit this one. I think this is a good question here. I think everybody can answer. What is a complete wide receiver?
Oh, I got this. I got this on real.
Megatron.
No, hell no. You shut your ass up. Damn Megatron. All that motherfucker did was run damn. All he was a faster Randy Moss. That's what hell he was.
That's a lie. Don't lie on Megatron like that.
A little bit more physical than Randy Moss, but he was essentially Randy Moss. All he did was throw, go up, catch the ball, and like I said, I can say he was a bit more physical than Randy Moss. But when you talk about those guys, they was essentially at the exact same skill level. Randy Moss wasn't as physical as Coward. But as far as what is a complete receiver, we say it all the time. I'm gonna say this: it's T.O. and it's Julio. It ain't a damn thing those guys can't do. T.O., Julio, you talking about complete wide receivers. Julio, he take a slant to the house. He can run a damn slant. He can run over linebackers, safeties, and defensive linemen. You like Julio Jones is obviously, when you talk about the mentality, you can't get inside his head. So he's a leader on the field. He leads by example when he's on the field. And like I said, there's not one route on the tree that Julio can't run. Julio and T.O. are the complete. Even when you look at Jerry Rice, everybody say Jerry Rice, is the greatest of all time. I still think he wasn't I don't think he was as much of a deep threat than a T.O. and a Julio. He was very dangerous and precise with his routes, but I don't think he was really scared of like Jerry Rice beating you deep consistently. Like he beat you with his quickness. Like them subtle, like them, he run them double moves. Like he'll get you on double moves and things like that, and then he'll get deep. But when you talk about somebody just blowing past your ass, T.O. and Julio, those guys, it's nothing that those guys could not do. Like I remember seeing Julio, Jerry Rice running through tackles and breaking linebackers. Like T.O. and Julio, like them dudes are it, bro. Like you talk about complete. T.O. and Julio are complete. You can throw Fitzgerald in there too, but T.O. and Julio, there's nothing them dudes can't do.
Okay, so this guy I'm thinking about, he might not have like blazing speed like Julio, but he was physical. He could run it right on the route tree. I've seen him break a few tackles. It might not be at a Julio rate, but he could. But he was one of my favorites to watch in a way, and that was Steve Smith. Now, for saying like the model citizen on the field, yeah, Steve gonna run his mouth, but in the midst of him running his mouth, he gonna back it up as well. So,
right.
I gotta give Steve Smith his credit there, because like still one of my favorite plays of seeing when I think it was Cam Newton rookie year, he threw a jump ball to Steve Smith, and he caught it over the defender and ran in the end zone, and he got hit late. He got up, celebrated, and then proceeds to jack up Roman Harper across the end zone.
Hey, look, I'm glad y'all saying that, but I gotta throw one of my favorite receivers in the league. One of my favorite receivers from the past 15 years was a complete receiver, and that was Anquan Boldin.
Anquan could run all the routes. Even
Anquan Boldin was that dude.
Somehow that motherfucker always get deep.
The only thing about Anquan didn't have the speed, but I looked at Anquan as a possession receiver anyway.
Hey, he didn't have the speed, but goddamn it, when he took that bitch to the house when he needed to. He used that.
Well, he did outrun our defense in the 08 playoff game, and he pulled his hamstring and missed the door in that play. So yeah.
Yeah, we see AB in here. Robert Ayers said Marvin Harrison.
I like Johnson.
I don't know about Harrison.
She said Hines. I don't know if it's he or she. Hines Ward. Hines Ward was the first person I thought about. I don't know why, but that was one of the first few receivers I thought about.
Oh shit!
When you see Hines Ward,
another possession receiver.
Yeah, Hines Ward. But when he got the ball, it's some plays you go look at Hines Ward's career. You be like. And then, of course, y'all know I'm from Clayton County, so I got to give him Hines Ward Field is down the street from me. But he when he was really and truly, Hines Ward was one of the most complete. It's weird to look at when you look at his play. I think if he would have had probably somebody other than Ben, he probably would have looked a little bit different. But I mean, he did his job. Really, truly, he did his job while he was there. I don't know how you spell Hines Ward like that, but he did his job while he was there. Yeah, I see Reggie Wayne. Yeah, I see a lot of
Andre Johnson, Roddy White. Roddy White's another one. Like
Roddy White.
Nobody said Roddy.
Andre Reed. But Andre Reed was a motherfucker.
I forgot about Andre Reed.
Exactly.
What about Torrey Holt? What y'all think?
Yeah, somebody said Torrey Holt there too.
That's a nice one, but as far as when we're talking about complete, we're looking at.
I don't think he was as physical. Yeah,
we're looking at run blocking. We got to look at contributions to the running game. We got to look at getting other people open.
When Marshall Faulk without him blocking out there, right?
Yeah.
Shit, Marshall Faulk was making everybody goddamn miss too now. You gotta remember that. and the one thing about Hines Ward I used to love is he played football with my cousin at Forest Park. What he did to Keith Rivers when they played against the Bengals told me everything I needed to know. Y'all remember that?
I'm thinking. I probably
that was the one. That's the one where he crap backed him and broke that dude's jaw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keyshawn.
I can't say Keyshawn.
Keyshawn.
What?
Man, time. Wait a minute.
He was Jimmy Graham. He was Jimmy Graham before Jimmy Graham. That's what he was.
You were bet on saying Chris Carter.
You could have said Chris Carter. Yeah, you could have you could have said Jimmy Smith. If I put Keyshawn Johnson in there.
Listen, I would have probably took Wayne Quebec.
I wouldn't have went that far now. We talking about
okay, at least Rod Smith. Rod Smith?
Of course, Rod Smith, yes.
Okay.
Rod Smith, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to say Wayne Quebec. I don't think so, but Rod Smith or Jimmy Smith.
I would be a funny. I would just be a funny.
I know.
Wayne Quebec.
Like Keyshawn Johnson. I'm like, he was the original Slant Thomas. I mean, it's his uncle, but still, they played the damn.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's his uncle.
Yeah, I knew that game looked so familiar. I knew that game looked familiar. I could not place it.
Yeah. Michael Thomas and Keyshawn Johnson's uncle. Some shit like that. I know they family.
Always talking about him. That's why he always talking about him.
Exactly. Because he's the one, because remember, Keyshawn Johnson one that said that Michael Thomas is 100 times better than Julio Jones ever will be.
Oh,
remember that.
That's That's something your uncle would say.
Yeah, that's your uncle. That's your uncle right then and there.
He was the LV on Friday Night Lights. The bucket, he could paint the back coach, smoke the dog, and take out the trash. But get out the stairs.
Exactly. But
can I say something, please?
go ahead, no one do.
I've been sitting over here for the past 15 minutes trying to wait for someone to start talking, so I don't want to interrupt.
You gotta speak it up, man.
All right, I want to name a receiver. I don't think anyone said it yet. Sterling Sharp.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Sterling. Yeah, Sterling was that dude, bro.
They had like 6 or 7 years of dominance.
Hey, somebody said it too. You see that guy right there?
Terrence Mathis.
Yeah.
But he mentioned Shannon. Shout out to Southern Georgia. You know what I'm saying? He from Glenville. You know that's what we do down here in the country.
But no, keep going about Sterling Sharp. Educate these folks on him.
Oh, Shannon. Oh yeah, Shannon. Yeah, Shannon and Sterling Sharp from Glenville, Georgia. Man, they got one traffic light in that town. I kid y'all not. but like that man, like if you look at some of his like videos and him saying how he was raised, he's not lying. Like this is the type of area that how it was back in the day before all the technology, and heck is still kind of a little behind in Glenville. But yeah, these folks. I actually know a guy that played ball with them that lives in my hometown. So he showed me the highlights and he showed me the videos and stuff. And they playing high school ball. Listen, them boys was everything every time when they got to the league. They was everything and so much more.
All right, go ahead, Noah. What educate them on that Sterling Sharp.
So, like I said, he's got like about 6 or 7 years of dominance in his career before his career ended short due to his injury. But back in like Favre's early years when he needed someone to throw to, he was going to be the guy. And it didn't matter about him getting the short yardage, the tough yardage, the deep yardage, the improv routes. Like Green Bay has been like really good at improv routes after like the play after the play for the Packers receivers since the early 90s. So like that was one of the main specialties that Brett Favre and him had over there. And it just kept like he was the first person he was like the Mike Evans before Mike Evans, you know, just always getting like the 1,400 yards or whatever, you know, like he always hit like a certain milestone every single year of his career. But, you know, we never got to see the full spectrum of it, which is why it took him a little bit longer than usual for him to get in the Hall of Fame. But man, I was trying to like listen to all these other people. I'm like, I don't think anyone said Sterling Sharp yet. And
I mean,
that's kind of a shame.
Sterling do get lost in the sauce. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I give Shannon credit for when he had his Hall of Fame speech. He gave a big shout out to his brother, like even kind of low key campaign for him to get in. Which he not lying. Sterling was one of them guys. You got to look at it. Sterling hated he was top 3. He can't even deny it. He was definitely top 3.
And he was top 3 in the years of like Michael Irvin and whatnot, you know, like
right. You talking about people that's in their prime,
like Jerry Rice there, Michael Irvin close second, maybe Reed around there, and then it was gonna be like a toss up between like Andre Reed or Sterling Sharp in that top.
Definitely. Peerless Price. Let me explain something to y'all. For we ain't gonna just. I understand people don't like Pierce for what he did in Atlanta, but I'm just gonna be the truth about it. If our QB at the time actually learned how to play QB, probably got better numbers out of him. Like the dude before he even signed a contract with Atlanta, the man had 1,200 yards with Drew Bledsoe. So,
yeah,
just saying.
Yeah.
Ooh, Tim Brown. I forgot. I don't know, people don't mention him enough.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's I don't know why, but I was just reading something that was very interesting that I had to say, and it was about Julio Jones, and I looked up Sterling Sharp's number. As many yards as Julio Jones has, he has 5 less touchdowns. He has 5 less touchdowns than Sterling Sharp had in his career.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Now Sterling was a TD machine. That man found his way in the end zone.
And guess who played for the shorter career?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get Brett.
But I'm trying to think how long Sterling's career was.
About 7 years.
7 years. Okay, so we looking at Julio playing right now, currently his 11th season, and you still got 5 TDs less than Sterling. That's the testament of how good Sterling was.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give Brett Favre his credit because everybody talk about interception, but Brett threw touchdown after touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. That motherfucker would have 10 touchdowns in the damn game because he had absolutely no fear whatsoever. So Sterling was damn to a beast, but that damn Brett Favre nigga was fuck where he threw it. He was gonna throw that mother. So
the only person in my mind that deserved the name gunslinger in NFL history. That's that. I understand you got other guys that be slinging, and that's cool, but Brett embodied that name. Cause better go out there 1 week ago. Give you 5 TDs, and the very next week he gonna give you 5 picks.
Look. Name that's on the screen. Lance Swan.
Yeah.
The ballerina.
Twinkle Toes. He was the originator of the 10 toe swag. 10 toe.
Yeah.
I forgot what the fuck they call it now.
Toe drag swag?
Yeah, toe drag swag, yeah.
Exactly. He was the originator of that. That's what he did best.
Mm-hmm. We're not gonna put Plaxico in here. I see somebody say Plaxico. I'm like Plaxico Blues.
I'd rather have money.
He could be nice at times.
Plaxico Burris. I'm like, I don't know.
I would have talked about Musa Muhammad before Plaxico though.
Exactly, Musa Muhammad. Like I said, shit, Tony Martin, shit. We like I said, we done seen a lot of damn good receivers in this league, and it's do it again.
I'm on the tuna. A lot of people forgot about Monty Tuma.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, like this is what we said. Like I said, we got a lot of great receivers in these leagues, but we also have a lot of great receivers that haven't had that opportunity to hoist that Lombardi too.
True.
This is what we talk about, that as great as a receiver is, this is a team game. We just named a lot of those receivers, and a lot of those receivers hadn't even really sniffed playoff success like that.
You know, it's funny because out of all the people that we just named, and one for sure got a Lombardi under his doggone name, and that's Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Of all people.
Right. Him and Keenan McCardell and Joe Jurevicius. Yeah. That.
Wow, I'm surprised you remember Joe Jurevicius.
Remember him on the Browns?
Oh yeah. I seen that. Oh yeah, Miss Maggie T had to show me the news about Russell Wilson gonna be out for about 6 to 8 weeks with that busted ass finger. Yeah,
that finger. Same thing. Aaron Donald has done this twice in his career now. He did the same thing to Drew Brees. That's the same thing he did to Drew Brees.
Hey, you say 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah. Is it possible up to 6 to 8 weeks? Yeah.
It's Geno time.
Yeah, Seattle season there.
It's Geno time, man.
Geno Smith. Hopefully he don't get punched out by a teammate.
Geno.
Break his jaw.
Geno.
He was still in the league, to be honest.
But
I thought his ass retired. I didn't know he was playing.
No, he the last quarterback. Then what did he tweet out? The last quarterback to beat the Patriots in a rookie year or something like that. Something crazy.
Like that.
Some stat.
He tweeted that?
Yeah, somebody posted it and he put like the smile emoji or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds very good. if that's his major accomplishment in his career, dude, that's not really a career. That sounds like a clipboard holder to me.
He beat the Patriots, you know.
Somebody said,
I'm pretty sure that Rex Ryan defense got run through that.
Damn, Seneca Wallace don't play for the Seahawks no more.
Man, I swear that man played backup for like 10 years straight.
Don't tell you.
That man Seneca was the greatest backup. He was the greatest. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about it. You said Seneca Wallace. I'm thinking about Charlie Batch.
I was thinking about Charlie Whitehurst.
I was thinking about Charlie Batch. That's what I was thinking about just then.
Right.
How are we thinking of two quarterbacks named Charlie? How often does that happen?
Because Charlie got Charlie got 2 Super Bowls, ain't it?
Don't forget Charlie Fry.
Oh yeah.
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No, we're not doing that. Charlie Fry. All he can do is make me hungry. That's all he can do.
But that's letting everybody know that, like I said, these draft picks and stuff are not guaranteed. Everybody be thinking like these guys coming in the league be like okay, yeah, we gotta dude, like we got that guy. And then goddamn remember that you still gotta fit in the fucking system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You gotta perform.
I've been saying this for other people. Like the situations matter more than the actual talent that the player possesses.
Exactly.
How come people don't realize that? Drafting one person high is not going to guarantee success. That's not going to magically fix all your problems.
But like I said, that's what happens when you're in. That's why we call this the Madden generation. Everybody thinking that if you do fantasy football on a video game, it can pertain to real life. Like, dude, it don't work like that. Like I said, do you see the name that he put right here in this comment? Justin Blackman. Who remembers that name? Yeah.
Let me think. Justin Blackman.
He was the Jaguars receiver back in like 2013 with a drinking problem.
Yeah. Because he was supposed to be the next. He was supposed to be the guy that's supposed to help change the game because he was like 6'4", 230. He was supposed to came in the league to rival Calvin Johnson, but like I said, he kept getting trouble with the drink, and it messed him up.
Oh my goodness, Justin Blackman! Wow,
exactly.
That was a throwback, man. Jesus.
Oh yeah, that what it says. Not guaranteed, man. It is not guaranteed out here.
Remember how Sidney Rice's name became somewhat big?
Yeah.
His name got big. He was okay.
Yeah, like one good year, and they started like nut hugging. Like, why are we doing this?
but like I said, that goes to how the media does it. It's okay. We jump the gun. It's okay. Yeah, he's the next breakout star. He's the next da. Okay.
They definitely did it with Peyton Willis.
Went to Minnesota and had Tavares Jackson as a quarterback, and we know Tavares Jackson, God rest his soul. What wasn't exactly a top tier quarterback, but he's basically what Tyrod Taylor is now.
Yeah,
the journeyman quarterback, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we look, so like it says, so when people start looking at these rookies and start looking at, okay, we expect him to be this guy like Kyle Pitts. We expect him to get 1,500 yards his rookie season. No, it don't work like that. Don't work like that. If he gonna get 1,500 yards a season, he would have got drafted by Kansas City. That's what they do.
That's a fact.
The Raiders, that's what they would do. No, he got drafted in a situation to where the tight ends could possibly get 1,000, but it's not guaranteed to get 1,000 because it's
Just win, baby.
That's what you do. Whatever you got to necessarily do to win.
Just win, baby.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy? You be talking about all these like solid receivers and stuff. I don't know. Have y'all ever like looked at? I know this is a random name. You ever look at Justin Hardy's like college stats? Y'all remember Justin Hardy in college?
Oh, he was a beast. He was a beast.
The man was a complete animal at East Carolina.
Yeah. He was a beast at East Carolina.
And then he got to Atlanta. I wouldn't say it wasn't like successful, but he just didn't seem like he fit I was thinking when we got him, I was hyped because like, man, he was great in college, and then he just got here and it was like, well, there goes Justin Hardy, and then you had Russell Gage, he just got outshined a couple, and I'm just like, but man, it's certain high school you can't base a lot of these receivers are based on like they college stuff, like. Till they get to the NFL and they go versus, like I said, these vets. That's what you have to see, like, cause it's really weird how, and it's weird as a fan base to judge these players, and they haven't played grown men. These are grown men they playing at this point. They've been playing nothing but kids in their young ages. They playing grown men at this point. That's grown men, straight grown men is. Like, you can't judge these guys over that, really and truly.
Hey, look, let me give y'all a analogy comparison. It's like having a little stupid ass chihuahua that fights all the other little chihuahuas around and beat all them. And now you put him in a cage with a pit bull mastiff and thinking that he's gonna do the same thing. No, it don't work like that.
Are you describing my dogs?
I'm crying, man.
Oh yeah, man. I got the Chihuahua that you're talking about.
That man over
on my hand to prove it.
That man over there got Cordell Taco Bill as a pet.
Taco Bill.
Hey, but the thing about it, like I said, are you gonna put him in a fight cage with a pit bull mastiff?
No.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Hold on.
What have the same mentality?
A pit bull mastiff.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
That's what these grown folk men in the NFL are. They pit bull mastiffs, but
because this the combination of dog that you put together. No, God, no. A bull mastiff is a big dog, and you mix with a pit bull. Oh God, no!
That's not a big dog. That's a small bear.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I got a pit bull bully. I got a pit bull bulldog, and he's short, but he's just big. He's just big to be big. So
exactly.
Yeah. I'm good. Continue.
Bad, but we got anything else, or you want to let the folks come on and talk? So talk and get their thoughts. How y'all feel about that?
I got something to say real quick because I've been having trouble all week on social media. I really want Falcon fans to stop really just please learn the game of football. Like, why are we focusing on 2 or 3 plays or positions that dictates a win or a loss? We got to get out that mindset. I've had people in my mentions all week talking about how they was upset because Arthur Smith didn't have Cordell Patterson on the field on the next to the last drive, or why we throwing Hail Mary passes to people that's not 6'6" tight end. First of all, with the Hail Mary pass, how do you know that Kyle Pitts gonna catch that pass? That's what I want to know. It's called a Hail Mary. We've literally seen this with several folks that are either the same height as Pitts, or maybe even taller, or maybe just a tad bit shorter, and they still didn't catch the ball. So you don't know if this man gonna catch the ball or not. And as far as saying that position with, why we didn't see Cordell Patterson, like, dog, it's more than football than just one position. Like, I've been telling folks all week, don't get me wrong, we left plays on the field in that last game. Cool. But the game went on won and lost off several plays. We had some penalties on offense, some penalties on defense. drops on both sides of the ball. It's more than football than just that. So quit just looking at the game with just, well, if that play would have happened, if that play would have happened, if this would have happened, if you'd have did this, like it's several things at the game I could point out to what we could have did and won that game, and we didn't. It's a loss. Move on. End of story. Good God Almighty.
Hey, LT, if I can help you with that for a second.
What was that?
Anytime you got a problem with that, you can send them to my articles online. Yeah, I got a shameless plug. I don't care. But I break down.
I would gladly do so. I would gladly do so. Because folks swear they know football, and then like when you say you know football, but yet you point out to only specific parts of the game and why the game was won or lost, you don't know football. Because it's 4 quarters. 4. You talk about the last 3 minutes. It's 60 minutes of the game. So what happened to the other 57? Come on now. Sheesh.
I just want to say Dwayne Mathis is still garbage. No matter what school he went to, he is still garbage. He will never be a good quarterback in the college football. I don't know why he left Georgia. He should have just been a backup.
Hey, that's how it be, man.
Jesus, he's
hey, man. Like I said, everybody we could talk about the 5-star players that's come out of high school. You could name the 1-star that came out of high school, the 2-star that came out of high school that ended up just blowing up and just being one of the best players of all time.
Yeah.
Like I said, just because you 5-star out of high school don't mean shit.
Jordan Davis was a 3-star, and he one of the most dominant college football players right now. So it don't matter about your star ring; it's how hard you work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about to say y'all. Go ahead.
No, I was saying amen. I would agree with you. I was saying amen to that.
Hold on. I'm sitting here looking up stuff. That's why I say y'all go ahead and keep talking. I'm sitting here. I'm doing some online homework as we speaking.
Oh, really? What you got in mind over there?
Taco Bell dog.
Now, look, they called it the 20 worst 5-star recruiting bust of the 2000s.
Oh wow, this ought to be good.
All right, we got a Craig Chambers out of Washington, Bryce Brown out of Tennessee. Exactly, Bryce Brown, Will Hill, Arthur Brown.
All right, we don't need to be no more because we don't know who the hell they is.
I don't know none of them characters.
Exactly. I'm just learning these for the first time too. But
they were 5-star recruits.
5 stars. All went to big programs.
Yeah, if you ever go back, I don't know if you guys watching on YouTube. If you ever go look up like the 2012 like recruiting class, they'll tell you where those guys ended up. Like the top 10 players in the 2012 recruiting class. It's a guy on YouTube that does their whole like research. Bro, it's some of them that like got to college and just wilded out, and they got to college and started getting gun charges and stuff like that, and getting arrested for stuff. Yeah, bro, it just been wild. I'm just like, how do you get to college? Like me, y'all remember when Georgia? If you a Georgia fan, you remember them years Georgia used to get them guys, and we'd be half them in prison before the season start.
Right.
In Mark Rick years. we
exactly.
Man,
ain't nobody beating Florida, but you know.
Florida Florida literally had Grand Theft Auto on their team, so yeah.
Exactly.
I think it was something on that 2018 that won the championship. They had, I forgot how many people they said were felons on that team. By the time they graduated, I was like, that is crazy. I think it was close to like 30 or something like that. And we all know who the main one was, but that's
But yeah, we go ahead and Q&A it up here. Like I said, what we're gonna do here with the Q&A, what we're starting to do now is when you Q&A it, we gonna put the link in the stream and let y'all live Q&A it up with us. So y'all gonna be kicking with us as well. Now don't let the family dog on. Don't let the family dog on here. We ain't got that much room going on. And speaking of that, yeah, because there's a documentary on Amazon Prime about Mitch Mustang. I think a lot of people need to kind of take a look at that and see. And I forgot who was the coach that was involved. Was it Will Muschamp? I'm trying to think. Was it Will Muschamp?
Jesus.
Muschamp from when? Jesus.
Yeah, cause Mitch Muschamp was he was like one of the top like quarterback recruits. I think if I remember correctly, this was like back in 2006, and I think it was. I'm trying to remember. Was it Will Muschamp was his high school? He was his high school coach, and what happened was Arkansas had hired Mitch Muschamp because they wanted Mitch Mustang. And basically what happened was in that whole program was the people at Arkansas didn't want Mitch Muschamp. They wanted him, but they didn't want Will Muschamp. That's a whole lot of damn W's to be talking about. But
I'm like, what is he doing?
Only thing I say is if y'all got Amazon Prime, y'all go and check out the documentary on Mitch Muschamp. That's all I gotta say. It's very
is he Will Muschamp's son or something?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Mitch. Hold on, I had the name right here.
Somebody in the chat said Mitch said Mitch
Mustang, whatever the hell his name was. He wasn't worth a damn. Let's just say that. He wasn't worth a damn.
Mustang. It was Mitch Mustang.
Yeah, Mustang. Yeah, Mustang, not Mustang. But it was just basically just one of those things where you had a 5-star recruit. They wanted him to stay in state. They did, but the problem was the program didn't want him because he was too big for the program. He had too big of a name. So they sabotaged his shit on purpose.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. And he had to go to UNC.
Gatorade National Player of the Year. USA Today National Player of the Year, the Hall Trophy. And he was the USA Army National Player of the Year and the Heisman of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
The closest he got to the league was the Arena Football League.
Georgia Force.
Oh man. I was about to say, where the Q&A's at, man? Like I said, everybody come in and ask questions. Like I said, regardless of what you gotta say. I see somebody.
Make sure you act right, Jay.
All right, Jay, what's going on, man?
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll do that. There's no problem. No problem.
Talk, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, you know. All right, so here we go. The Atlanta Falcons. So. The Atlanta Falcons are good. Really is good. We just got to be patient. We think all this gonna happen in 1 second or 1 week to the next. Just right. Let it go. Let these coaches do their thing, and we're gonna come on strong. We're not giving up on Ridley. I ain't giving up on Ridley. I ain't trying to even find another wide receiver. We're good.
Why not?
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm just asking why not, because I'm not saying really don't. He's not talented. He's talented, but the stuff that he been doing lately, man, that's been ongoing since rookie season. Now I seen when somebody put like a highlight compilation of him doing it. Like in most of those plays, most of the times it was more so like him trying to make a play. I give him credit for that, but it's a lot of times, a lot of it just avoiding contact. And for you to be a true number one, you got to be able to say F it, let me put my body on the line for the sake of my team and make this play. And if you're not doing that, like, you can't be considered a true number one. Like I said, he was one of the most dominant number twos in the NFL, possibly in NFL history. But as a bona fide number one, he whenever he come back from his personal matter, which I hope everything is well, but whenever he come back from his personal matter, I need him to have that mindset.
So one game he dropped 2 passes or whatever.
And one game, he been dropping passes all year. Literally every game this year he dropped a pass.
But also, Mad Mike said that he's afraid. He's afraid to push forward. He's like a little. Be honest, he's being a little chump. He don't want to go forward. He don't want to hit and be physical.
Right. That's you. If you want to be considered a number one, and especially like his contract coming up. So if you want big time money, you got to make big time plays. You can't expect that $100 million contract at your position, and you're not giving us $100 million effort. Especially if you're scared to take a lick.
I know this, that before when this year started. Okay, but check this out. When this year started, we got Dean Pease, Arthur Smith, and we're trying to make something better. So we're going to have to be a little patient on some aspects of all things to put all the people in the right position to make the right shit go down. So now I'm going with what y'all say too. So let's just be a little patient. Let's just be a little patient.
Well, I'm gonna be a hypocrite. I'm gonna just be a hypocrite.
You gonna come
I ain't got time for this shit.
No, you can't do that, Mike. You can't do that, Mike. Mike, you can't do that.
Look, y'all can get all on me. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
You can't do that.
Let me ask you something, Jay. Are you an Alabama fan?
I ain't downing y'all. I'm not downing y'all. Hell no, I'm a Georgia fan.
Oh, okay. I just want to know. I mean, because like the campaign for Ridley, and don't get me wrong. Like I said, I want the man to succeed. I believe in my mind he has elite talent, but you have to display that talent. Where, like I said, when you had in years prior, you had a Julio Jones and even a couple of years you had Muhammad Sanu to kind of take some of that pressure off you. Now the pressure is on you.
Let me answer this. How did Kirby Smart get the defense he got right now?
It's called recruiting.
He recruited to get the defense.
Recruiting right there. He got his players he wanted in.
Patience.
He recruited those guys. He didn't it wasn't no trainer. He recruited the guys that he had on his defense. This is not the same.
Hold on. You do have a point when we talk about being patient. But I'm patient with everybody except for Captain Riley. You shouldn't be doing the things that you doing. That's why I said I'm just gonna have to be a hypocrite on that alone. You're a 4-year starter. You shouldn't be making rookie mistakes this far along in your career. Now, granted that he is in a new offense, and I know it takes a while to get comfortable in a new offense, especially doing things that he's not comfortable with. So it's like, for me, that is cause for him, to be a little patient for it. Like I said, it's new. He's doing stuff that he's not comfortable with. So That's why I'm not saying that he's a bust, but I just don't think he's right for Atlanta and what Arthur Smith is doing.
I'll just go say that, like, because what you're saying makes sense, and how I'm looking at it is, like you said, scheme wise, yeah, we understand it's a learning curve and do scheme wise, but I'm talking about actually when the player actually alive, you catch the ball, you see some defenders, and then you just fall to the ground and give yourself up. That's not coaching. That ain't remotely close to being coaching. That's just you just being scared at that point. You gain. I need you to be a little tougher. Show me, like I said, we could pull up the play where against the Giants, like he caught a pass. All he had to do was turn up field, even though you had 3 defenders coming, just turn up field, lower your shoulder, protect the ball. You could have easily like got a first down, but you got the ball, looked up field, and ran towards the sideline. And as they got closer to you, you sleep.
KStylzz, what you think about all this?
All right, man. I came in the middle of the conversation. So what? So what was the question you had for him, Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, he said be patient.
Okay,
but not even Calvin Ridley. Not even Calvin Ridley. It's the patience. It's the patience to let this team get better. Because look, we knew when all this started. We had high hopes, but now it didn't go that way. But that's okay. But I guarantee you, this Falcon team gonna be great.
I totally agree.
Okay, so Calvin Ridley. Okay, so when we look at Calvin Ridley, the main thing I always say is it's a different way to play from being a number 1 to number 2. Like the patience part, I see where you're coming from with that. The only issue is when they're talking about patience. See, now we're going at a crossroads right now. See, when they're thinking of Calvin Ridley, they want Calvin Ridley to be that number 1. Remember, he came in a situation where Julio was the number 1, so he didn't have to do the Julio Jones stuff. Now, we don't know if, like I said, with it being a new system, if Calvin Ridley's just having a slump right now or he can be better later on in the season. We don't know that. But what they're judging it on based on right now. So
you ever play football? You ever play football, KStylzz?
Just like we all did. I was on the offensive line and fullback, so I didn't get
every game ain't gonna be good.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I know. Do you see these fucking things? These fingers is broke for a reason. I had to block. I know. There were games I couldn't play because I had broken fingers. But like you said, it just comes down to we're not gonna get a full assessment of Calvin Ridley until maybe week 8, week 9. Now, if it comes down to that point where it doesn't improve around week 8, week 9, that's why they drafted Kyle Pitts, because they needed an insurance policy because they knew Julio already wanted out.
We got to have patience with Kyle Pitts.
I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna be patient with Pitts. He's a rookie.
Yeah,
I'm not testing on. I'm not focusing on nothing on him.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm with you, dog. Big dog in the middle. Yes, we got to have patience. It's all about patience. I'm just saying, it's all about patience. We got this.
But it's patience with this whole team.
Is that all you got, man, Jake?
Man Mike. No,
yes, sir.
This what I got. One more thing.
All right.
I appreciate you letting me get on your show.
No, this
and the other thing, KStylzz, I'm glad you ain't wearing them goddamn caps no more.
Hey, I wear my goddamn caps. At least I show that I wear the goddamn caps. Where the hell your ass at? Hey, Jay, what you drinking on tonight? That's what I want.
Why y'all always think? Why y'all always think I'm drinking? Why can't this be a natural? Why can't this be some natural?
You got super defensive, bro. That proves that you drinking something.
One thing I do know, I bring the truth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate you coming on, man.
I'm gonna go mute. I'm fixing to go mute. I'm going mute. Y'all better remember that I'm going mute. Hey, but look, I appreciate all y'all. But look, check y'all.
All right, man.
All right, man. Take it
Oh
easy.
my God, bro. This dude, I love Jay. I love Jay.
Hey,
boy.
Mike, hit me out. Hit me out, Mike. Hit me out.
All right. Well, he a fool.
Somebody said the new slogan is "Just gotta have patience." That's gonna be a new slogan.
I got a Stephen A. video for that for that response.
All right. Jarvis, what you got, bro?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so I told Mike and KStylzz already know. I was in Warner Robins, Georgia, where I'm from. Told KStylzz to come out here and get that chicken, but I don't think y'all made it down there. But either way,
I ain't made it down there yet.
But I'm up in Missouri now. I'm up in Missouri where the military sent me. So something came across my feed the other day that I posted in Twitter to y'all. I don't know if y'all seen it. So,
Yeah, I saw it.
But I don't really, get mad when people say about the Falcons. I'm all be a Falcon fan to the day I die. I'm pretty sure everybody else will on here as well. But what pissed me off the most is he kept saying, he brought up, he was talking about what started the conversation was he was talking about who was the rapper, Pastor Troy. So he was talking about Pastor Troy, and he was like, yeah, Pastor Troy always end up in a place that he don't need to be, but he's welcome everywhere he goes. And he was like, well, you know what? I did something pretty bad this weekend. He was like, well, I started talking about the little football team in Atlanta and everything. And he was, going back and forth with this female. I don't know her name or whatever, but both of them are from Atlanta. And what gets me the most is that's what Mad Mike be talking about all the time. Using that platform that big to talk about the Falcons. You can talk about any other team, but you talk about the Falcons and you put that so big. So why do you even talk about that you from Atlanta? Don't even worry about it. Don't even bring it up or anything, because all you're doing is putting that negativity out there in the air. And all you're doing is the fans is already jumping on board. Like, look at Bomani. He's from Atlanta. Look at this female. She's from Atlanta. They talk about the Falcons, what they do. And she was like, well, I'm not a Falcons fan anyway. I'm a Broncos fan. So that stuff right there is starting to get up under my skin a little bit. But I digress.
I want to talk about Bomani because I really hate Bomani with a passion. I do not like Bomani Jones with anything. There's not a vessel in my body that has any type of compassion to Bomani Jones. Because my thing about Bomani is that you're from Atlanta. You everybody that knows you knows you're from Atlanta, and you treat Atlanta like we're the ugly stepchild, or we're just the team that you don't want to claim. Now you're on ESPN. Now we have Ellie Duncan. Now she got back on the bandwagon when the Hawks got good and the Braves got good. But I will respect her for still trying to rep her city. She always worked the Braves. She hasn't been a Hawks fan, but she's always been a Braves. She always worked the Braves. But she got on the Hawks train as this, But Bomani has a weird way, like he really just has this way of like he just wants to keep downing Atlanta, and it's like, bro, you make Atlanta look bad. When these people come to like watch these shows and they hear people from Atlanta being like, hey man, I'm not even an Atlanta fan. I don't even really care for the team. The team really don't matter. You're not making Atlanta look good. Why do you think free agents and stuff, when we see this stuff, like it's like, man, I don't know if I want to go to Atlanta. Bro, the fan base causes some of this. You gotta think, when I get to a certain city, I would want to have at least a fan base that's like, hey man, I know at least they're gonna support me when I get here. You're not even gonna get that.
But Tyrone and Mad Mike and KStylzz and Big Man in the middle. I'm gonna call you Big Man in the middle. What I don't understand is why
I'm gonna just sit up in the corner then.
But this is, like I said, I move around a lot being in the military, and everywhere I go, even up here in Missouri, they be like, man, I be like, hey, they were like, what kind of who your team is? I say I'm from Georgia, from the Falcons. Boy, you a Falcons fan? They garbage. So I already hear from people outside the state. I don't want to hear from people who are in the state talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Let me speak on Bomani Jones, because that man there blew my absolute high last year. Of course, we all understand Vic has been a pivotal force in the sports media and Atlanta sports, whatever. The man ended up getting 3 different documentaries. He got the Football Life on NFL Network. He got his own personal documentary with Bleacher Report on YouTube. and then they got the 30 for 30. Now this man, Bramani Jones, had the audacity, the unmitigated gall to get on there and say, "Oh, before Michael Vick got drafted, the Falcons was trash, sir. We were just in the Super Bowl 2 years before we drafted this man. What are you talking about? What are you saying?" Then you saying like, "Oh, like our fortune just changed over." No, he was here 6 years. We won. We had 2 winning seasons. We have got to stop with the narratives. That's the problem. It's the narrative. And I'm like you guys. I don't like seeing people that quote unquote say you claiming you a Falcon fan, but you don't support the team. Everybody franchise you might not like, but I'm pretty sure it's Steelers fans don't like the fact that Big Ben is their QB. But guess what? Here we go, Steelers. Here we go every Sunday. There's no hesitation. Even when the Cowboys had Quincy Carter as their quarterback, let's go Cowboys. Every Sunday, no hesitation. Falcon fans.
But top dog, listen. And I always say it to myself, man. I'm like I said, we're gonna always be Falcons fans to the day I die. But when is the end when an owner goes, you know what? Excuse my French. Fuck Atlanta. I'm about to move this team out the way because this is getting out of hand. And I would hate to see that, but as an owner, I would hate to see that. But as an owner, you know, you can only deal with so much. Your seats are not filling up. Granted, the seats are probably pretty expensive or whatever the case may be. But if you know, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, the AT&T Stadium got expensive seats. Them seats ain't never empty.
Hey, the Georgia Dome seats was good cheap, and they still weren't filling them up.
Right.
We gonna keep it above.
So then
we've had cheaper stadiums, and
I watched the Steelers. I mean, don't get me wrong, B-Day is amazing. Steelers crowd, they travel, no doubt about it. But I literally watched them play the Steelers in 2014, and when the camera came on, all you seen was terrible tower swinging. You would have thought you would have thought Hinesfield was a dome.
Look, let me just say this before we get Vlad ATM if you there too, but this is why I made the video. Let me just I want to make this clear, all right? I really want to make this clear. And hear me closely when I say this. They don't give a fuck about you as a fan. They're going to make their money regardless. They're going to settle. They're going to make it. They're going to bring Vic back to get people back. They're going to do things that's going to get fans back in. They don't care about what you're doing because they know as soon as you start winning, they're going to be back. As soon as you get bored in the city, y'all going to come to the game. So at the end of the day, you still got to do your job as a fan. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we are winning, cheer. It's okay to cheer when we're winning. Like it's like that. Even when we're winning, you can go to the Georgia games. You know, here in Atlanta, they sell them out. And then a lot of times Georgia ain't won nothing in years.
But Mike, and the same thing is you gotta even if when the team is losing, do what you do. Look at the improvements of what the team has done. Not just go, oh, you know what, man, they garbage. Soon as something happens, an interception happens or anything like that happens, oh, the Falcons garbage. What was the positive thing that you could have took out of? You're not going to win all 17 games. But what was the positive that you could have took out of the game that we can use for the next game? But I guess not everybody look at it that way.
Well, I got a simple reason for that, and KStylzz probably already know that. I know LT know what I mean when I say it's just a certain demographic that claim that they real and they claim and they this, and they end up being some of the most unloyal people there it is, and I'll just leave it at that.
Well, first of all, I just want to point out the fact that I was born out. I'm from Atlanta. I was born at Grady Hospital. I'm a Grady baby. I grew up in Ellen. I grew up in Ellenwood.
You know where I'm going with that. At the end of the day, I'm with you, bro. I just think a lot of people just got to do a better job of doing what they got to do to be as fans and support. Like you can sit up here and have all the excuses in the world, but even if you're not supporting when you got a championship, you're not gonna support when you get one. You know what I'm saying? Like you are what you are. At the end of the day, you are what you are, and that's honestly, that's all that matters.
A bunch of
Right,
fake
and
fans.
I think it, like you said, it starts with the top. It starts with people with these platforms. They got big platforms, and all they do is crap. Go ahead, KStylzz.
I was just while y'all was talking, I was looking at something here, and this is Atlanta Falcons history right here. What do I mean by Atlanta Falcons history? And I think LT kind of hit this a while back ago. The all-time record for the Atlanta Falcons is 370 wins, 476 losses, and 6 ties. Why do I say this? From 1966 to 2002. Remember, 1966 to 2002. This is almost 36 years worth of Atlanta Falcon football. Falcons been to playoffs 6 times. So when people are looking at as far, and this is where it blows my mind when people say, "Well, I expect better. I want like they look at us and they tell us, well, y'all don't expect better from this team because y'all did such and such and such." I'm like, I still think this is a 10-17, regardless of what's going on. So my expectations are high. You said this team gonna be 2-15. Whose expectations is really high? If I'm saying that the team ain't never gonna be shit. Like you said, it's like we have to remember, right around the early 90s, we wouldn't be talking Falcon football right now because this team was literally on the way out. And when Arthur Blank steps down, it's not a guarantee this team gonna still be here in Atlanta. Because remember, Arthur Blank has his heart in the city. The guys that's coming up after him might not have that same feel. So within the next 10 years, it might be a guarantee that there will be no Atlanta Falcons.
Imagine the Falcons becoming the doggone Cleveland Browns. Team up and move overnight and getting the Super Bowl.
Boom, right there.
Well, better than the Mayflower trucks that the Colts used.
Exactly.
See, the thing about it, a lot of people don't realize too, is I read an interesting article today from the AJC when Arthur Smith was doing an interview and he was talking about his philosophy about team building. And one of the things that stuck out to me is he was talking about the secondary and how the secondary was so important. But if you go back and look at what Dean Pease's philosophy is, like he builds from the secondary, like that's like what he focused, like that's his main thing is the secondary. And when I say this to say this, that when you have a team that constructs a front office with the same mentality, you have a foundation to build something great. So you can have a lot of coaches that don't have the same mentality, but they're good like individually, and it's a house of cards where if you have a coaching staff that's built something cohesive, you have a foundation there. So I say that to say this, that I do believe this front office is probably the best we've had in a very long time. And I do think that this front office could carry us a very long way because the mentality and the focus is there. All the coaches seem to be on the same like field of play with each other. So
yeah, I think people don't like imagine, and I put this in a group on Facebook, and I said, so if the Falcons leave, y'all shouldn't be mad. Y'all shouldn't be. You shouldn't feel no type of way because you don't show us no loyalty in the first place. Well, so it's like it's really weird because people act like, yeah, you know, I really care about this team, blah blah blah, but if we leave, that's when you're gonna care. You're not gonna care if we still here.
Let me just I hear all that, and let's not take it that far because let's be real, Atlanta's still Atlanta, right? It's still one of the biggest cities in the world. All right, so let's just kill all that leave, and I'm gonna sell the team to Jacksonville. Like all that, like that's not gonna happen. Right? These people know where the money at. They know where, a certain. I mean, this is a melting pot for everything and every nationality. So like they're not going anywhere. Like, are they going to sell the team? Is Arthur Blank going to continue to sell? Will he sell the team? That's a possibility. But these guys know it's got people coming from California moving to Atlanta. So like all that's not going to happen. So let's not even think that type of thing. But at the end of the day, this is what matters. Either show your ass up or shut the hell up. That's where it just comes down to. Show up or shut up.
I just tell people that, want to smash the team and talk trash about the team all the time to, go cheer for whoever's winning. That seems to be what you want. So go for it. Like, don't waste our time.
But you don't understand, man. I'm born at Grady Hospital. I'm a Grady baby. I grew up in College Park. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this team, but I just don't go to the game because, who my quarterback is.
but do you realize that's always the setup for the reasoning is always I was born at Grady or I was such and such, I grew up here. It is always the same because the last guy that came in here and said the same exact thing said the same exact thing.
It's a cycle. It's like insanity. When somebody they keep saying the same thing and think it's gonna be a different result. If you come in here and say the same thing over and over again, we're going to kill you every time you come in here and say it. I just want you to know. Don't keep coming in here saying I'm from Atlanta and I grew up in College Park or I grew up in Edgewood or I grew up over here or over there. Don't tell me that. Like it's not gonna help me. Like it doesn't help your case. Just because you don't like Matt Ryan because you was born in Atlanta, that doesn't help your case. So you can just stop it. Just stop it.
My thing is when you saying all of that and then you end the conversation by saying I don't support the Falcons because I don't like Matt Ryan. Like to me, I look at you like, so you said all that to say what? Because you said nothing. If anything, you just display your ignorance.
100%.
And the thing about being born somewhere else, like, hey, I'm in California. I don't have an excuse. I could have went to any other team. And yet, and here's the other side of this too, right? So I was a former after-school teacher, right? And I know what you're thinking. Well, that's not that serious. Well, exactly. Thank you for having the same mentality as all of my students. All right. So, but one thing that I've noticed in that position is that when you have a couple of bad apples in the bunch, if you take something good away from them, you're losing the faith of the other good apples that you have in your classroom. So now, like, when you think about the fan base, if you're gonna try to like take something away from a team that has been given a lot of people hope in the same city, that's not going to look good for the people that have been rooting for this team for so many years. That's just the way that I look at it, because I've seen like the small examples to the grand examples. When you please the people that don't want to be pleased by you, you're not going to be pleasing the people that you should have been pleasing to begin with.
Yeah, I've never understood the Matt Ryan hate. Definitely, it was just like if you look at his ball placement this last game, like the actual breakdown of that, it was insane. He was dropping dimes all game, and like he was not even close to the reason the team lost. Like if you ask me, the turning point in that game was that special teams touchdown we gave up. If you ask me,
literally said that, but I had a guy in my mentions on Twitter all week basically crying about the stake of the last possession where why wasn't Cordell Patterson in the game over Mike Davis? But it's 4 quarters.
I have a question. Why did Deron Payne hold on to him for 10 seconds and not get called for defensive delay a game?
Yeah, I mean the officiating this last game was horrible. I mean, like it was terrible.
And that was a fumble too. Terry McLaurin fumbled the ball.
Man.
You can't tell me otherwise. And that was a face mask on that kick return that two for a touchdown. The officiating was terrible, but I
didn't even see the face mask.
Go back and look at it. When Richie Grant missed that tackle on the left side, it was literally a lineman. I think it was either a lineman or a tight end, but he was literally grabbing the face mask, dog.
Of Grant?
No, of another player. I forgot who it was, but go back and watch the play. It's a clear face mask that they didn't call.
I'm gonna do that now.
That blew me away though when we got that fumble and they said he didn't next turn up field to make a football move. I was like, man, this is gonna be one of them games. Yeah.
The ref literally said on the sideline, "I know you're right." He was shaking his head. Well, and if you go look at the mic'd up on the Atlanta Falcons, the last few seconds, about 30 seconds of it, he's talking to the refs, and the ref said, "I know, you're right. Like he's literally saying that."
Bro, I'm in the stadium. So, not to cut you off, in the stadium when they had them up on the the halo ring, and they have Arthur Smith and they have Rover, and Arthur Smith standing there like, "Yo, this is a fumble." He's telling the ref like, "This is a fumble," and the ref was like, "Yeah, I know." He's just like, yeah. He's like, "I know it is." Like he's shaking his head, yes, the whole time. And then he's like, "Why don't you call it that?" I mean, he started screaming. Like he was like, "Bro, why aren't you calling it that way?" Like it was so weird because everybody in the stadium was like, "How is that not a fumble?" I mean, the whole stadium was confused. Even the Washington fans was like, "That's a fumble." They was trying to say it wasn't, but they knew it was a fumble. They let out a big breath of fresh air. Like,
so wait a minute. I don't mean to cut you off, but you telling me that these folks is in the stadium. Arthur Smith talking to the referee. He says a fumble. The referee agreed and said it was a fumble, but yet y'all got on TV and said it wasn't fumble.
Arthur Smith was sitting there like the whole time. You read his mouth. He's like, "It's a fumble." He's like, "That's a fumble." He's watching he's looking up. He's like, "That's a fumble," and the ref was like, he's just shaking his head like he knew what the call was. He called it himself. Like
if you need further proof, Terry McLaurin was literally trying to crawl to the ball to recover it.
Yeah, he was.
Even the receiver thought that he fumbled it.
Yeah,
and yet you're not gonna call that?
Because he literally caught it and was turning upfield and was taking a step. Like that's a football move to me. I don't care what you say.
If you turn around and move, that's a football move.
That man was crawling to the football clip.
I mean, of course. Yeah, but like Jay asked about the point spread for this game. They said the Falcons are a 2-point favorite in this game against the Jets. Just letting you know that. But yeah, keep going, because I'm trying not to go.
I want to answer King question real quick, because I don't know why he think that either. He can't. He's not even good at the career that he chose. So I don't know why that he think
look, I'm about to say, ask Saweetie.
Come on,
Saweetie.
They said Doug Flutie was outplaying him at his old age. So
I wanted to ask y'all this too. Everybody keeps talking about is Cordell Patterson or Tajay Sharp gonna be the wide receiver one, right? Seeing how Kyle Pitts was used in Florida, do you think this is gonna be the game where Kyle Pitts is officially moved to wide receiver one and they have him moving in the slot as well?
No, they've been doing that all. They really been doing that since. Well, go ahead, Mike. You got it.
Yeah. I gotta. And this ain't you, ATM. I see this all the time. It's the same.
Go ahead.
Why do we draft another tight end?
Exactly, he's not.
Why? Like, we literally are looking at a guy and Cordell Patterson, who's done everything: kick return, punt return, wide receiver, running back, and then we say stuff like, "Why did we draft a tight end?" Kyle Pitts is a weapon.
Exactly.
Okay, he's a weapon.
For all the people that were trying to say in the draft that.
Hey, Mike, you got that picture of his receptions that you can pull it up?
Yes, I don't have it like anything, but basically what ATM pretty much sent me is him lining up in the spot, him lining up at both XY positions. Like he's lining up all over the field. I'll just say that. He's lining up in the backfield, he's lining up at tight end, he's lining up a receiver. He's a weapon, he's a mismatch. You drafted him to be a problem. He's essentially, and I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be controversial, but he's supposed to be more dangerous than what Julio Jones is. Julio Jones, you line him up on one particular side. Julio Jones, you didn't want Julio Jones in the middle, in the slot. You wanted Julio on either side. You want him on the outside. So with Kyle Pitts, you can line him up in the backfield. Why? Because he has the athleticism to do so. You can line him up in the inside. He has the toughness to take hits. We see him in the preseason game. On the first preseason game where he took a flat route and he turned it up and hit it for 27 yards. So he's a weapon. He's there to create mismatches. So this is why I'm so upset with guys like Oz and Calvin Ridley, because look, this guy's helping you guys get those one-on-ones and these opportunities, and you're not capitalizing them. So he's there to create mismatches for the offense, and the guys like Calvin really aren't taking, they're not taking their opportunities. They're failing. So it's not so much Kyle Pitts. It's really everybody else not doing their job as players to make sure the team, score the point.
Getting back to Ridley, as far as the Arthur Smith system goes, how he likes his big possession receivers that can go up and get the ball on the outside, essentially. Now, my question is what would it take? Let's say if a team wanted Ridley, what would it take for a trade for Ridley? What would y'all want?
A ham sandwich.
I've already kind of answered the question real quick back on my Wednesday night stream. I was like, well, first of all, to go along with the point and the conversation that we've had earlier with Jay on there, at what point does it become patience and stop becoming accountability? Because everything that we've been preaching in the offseason has been about, hey, let's hold these players accountable for their actions, all right? Exactly. And it's got to be an equal standard. I want the top player to be just as responsible for what they're doing on the field as the 53rd, all right? And there shouldn't be any exceptions, all right? We're harping on Ridley because we expect him to be that great of a player that we've 100%. Seen him become before in the year past. So it's like we've seen that step up in his gameplay. For him to revert back to like the ways where we didn't really see that, or it didn't look as egregious as it did now, it's something that it's just baffling. And for us to like speak up on it and to get like to get some hostility towards us, dude, I want this person to succeed. But at the end of the day, if the shoe doesn't fit, I'm sorry. I don't care how much you love the shoe. It just doesn't fit.
See,
so
to
continue with my answer, I'm gonna call up another team that has a bunch of wide receivers that Ridley can fit along with nicely. All right, yeah, this receiver is gonna be a little bit older, but he's gonna be cheaper. He's gonna be perfect for this offense. So, give me a call for the Broncos to get Tim Patrick and maybe a 3rd round pick.
I'd be cool with that.
And just
Tim Patrick.
No, I'm good on that.
Yeah, I'm
He's now good on that.
Yeah,
so I'd rather draft a tight end and get a wide receiver in the 2nd round.
As far as your accountability point, it's funny because most of the people that want to rebuild, they're questioning people like us saying, why don't y'all want to have patience for Calvin Ridley? But y'all the main ones that wanted to blow the team up.
Let's see, the thing about it is Ridley's been here 4 years already. I'm with Mike on this one.
Exactly.
He's been here 4 years. There's no excuse for that. You've been here 4 years.
And
3 years. Go ahead. Alex, hold on. One second. Alex, that's you.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And it's crazy because ATM, you were talking about who's going to be the wide receiver 1. And I saw that Mad Mike had uploaded a poll about whether or not we should sign John Brown.
Right.
And me personally, and I know like this is just a hypothetical, I think we should sign John Brown. I think that, and this is no shade to all the other wide receivers on our team, because I think that Russell Gage and Alameda and Christian Blake and Taji, they're all good guys in their own right. But you see the way how Cooper Kupp is being used, how he's being used all over the field. He runs routes sometimes out the backfield. He runs routes from the slot. He runs routes from out wide. That's the way we can use John Brown. We know that Matt Ryan doesn't have a cannon of an arm like Josh Allen or what's his name, Aaron Rodgers, and yada yada yada. So we got to make stuff easier on him so we can get those deep shots. Like we don't have the luxury of having, you know, freaking Josh Allen with freaking Tom Brady accuracy on the field, but that doesn't mean that Matt Ryan isn't a great quarterback. He's a great quarterback when you make stuff easier for him to set up, which is what we want from our team. Best teams are teams that make stuff look easy and have pieces that fit easier together. And I feel like John Brown, what's his name, Russell Gage, Zacchaeus, Calvin Ridley when he gets back, and Pitts and Hayden Hurst. Those are pieces that we can. And freaking Cordell Patterson, who lined up at wide receiver and running back, and Moss a cornerback. Like, we have pieces, but we have to make stuff easier on Matt Ryan because unless you want to go a different route, which nobody wants to, we got to make stuff easier on Matt Ryan. That means
Hey, do y'all see that comment from Prove It talking about we want really to be Julio Jones? That's completely false.
I want to talk on that. I want to say that it's not Julio. It's not we want him to be Julio. It's us wanting him to be a real wide receiver one. Let's be honest. It's you don't have to be Julio. We don't care if you're Julio. We don't need you to be Julio.
He could be a Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, that's really and truly that's who you could be.
Or OBJ.
Or Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, one of the smaller guys that are fast, but they can take a hit and they're going to catch the ball. 9 times out of 10, if you throw them the ball, they're going to catch it. If I can't rely on you to catch the ball, I'm nowhere near going to throw you the ball. You can't be my wide receiver one. You're supposed to have the surest hands on the team. You're supposed to be here with it. I'm supposed to throw you the ball, you catch it and go. You're not doing that. I just can't. You can't say that he's your wide receiver one. You just can't.
And LT, as far as that compilation video, if you go back and watch, when he was going diagonally to the left, all he had to do was keep running straight in that direction, and he would have scored the touchdown. It's the same thing as the Chiefs game. All he got to do is run straight. But I don't know what's up with him, man.
He don't want to get touched.
I mean, he don't want to be touched, and that's the problem. Like what y'all was saying about fans saying why we don't want to be patient with Ridley. But like you saying, y'all literally are calling for head coaches' heads who want to been coaching for 4 games. How are you calling for a guy head who's only been here 4 games? And I done seen more out of him in the first 4 games than I done seen in the last 2 coaches in their whole tenure.
Because they wanted Eric Bieniemy and what's his name from ESPN,
this one particular guy wanted Joe Brady as our head coach.
I know exactly who you talking about. You was just arguing with him the other day.
Yeah, so like I said, that whole argument didn't make sense to me because you literally calling for a head coach job. You saying Rich McKay made another bad hire. That's false. Like I said, I've seen more of our offense. Okay, let me ask y'all this: what was been one of the main offensive struggles for the Falcons offense in probably like the last 10 years? Say what now?
Whoa.
Left guard.
You said left guard?
Yes.
Nah, I'm talking about as an offense as a whole.
You can't run the ball.
We
ain't been able to
that's one, but what's the other main one?
Scoring in the red zone.
That's about it.
Red zone scoring. What the hell have we been doing the last few games?
We've been scoring.
Scoring in the red zone.
The red zone.
Okay then. So you calling for a guy here who's been putting up TDs?
Yeah.
Like we've literally been struggling in the red zone for years, and we scored 3 times in the red zone against Tampa. We scored twice in the red zone against the Giants, and we scored 4 times in the red zone against the Washington name redacted. So, like, what is the problem?
I see a few people say we should have kept Raheem, Dirk, and Dan Quinn.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, as much as I love the coaching staff, there are some things that still drive me crazy when I watch when I watch the Falcons. And some of it honestly just stems from defense, but on offense, when we get a stop, I feel like when they show you a single high coverage and I see a slant being run instead of a hitch, and I don't see cover 3 beaters or zone busters that I was that I was assuming would be ran when Arthur Smith and Dave Ragone were taking over, that kind of makes me upset. When I see
Okay, so let me say this today then, because in the game of football, what your mindset may be is not the coach's mindset. We're not in those rooms. We look at the game, but these folks get paid millions of dollars to do this job for a reason. We are fans. We are learning the game. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying on their level, but I have a pretty good knowledge of the game. But I would never be able to sit there and tell them what they should and should. If I would do that, then the Dan Quinn era would be the time for you to say anything, because everything they did was just like, he just had you look at just your screen like, what the hell was that? What was that? Why did you call that? Why you ran in that? But at least in Arthur Smith and Dean Pease era, as of right now, as currently constructed, they're at least trying different things. It might not be everything we want to, but everybody's learning on the fly. But it's more good than bad, so I'm not gonna harp on the bad when it's more good. At the end of the day, when I look at this game, people might look at, well, the defense gave up 30 points. True enough, but people say, well, Dean Pease fault they gave up 30 points. That's false. If he put his players in position to make plays, they didn't make plays, which ultimately costed us. If your players make those plays, we having a whole different conversation right now.
See, the
coaches coach, players play.
True.
Go ahead.
You're not wrong about that.
If it wasn't for them tip passes, we really could have beat the Bucks.
That's true.
Basically, the Bucks played desperation football late in that game.
Yeah,
they hold by when we made the 3-point game, when Matt literally ran a zone read. They put the camera directly on Levante David, and his body language told it all.
That whole stadium got quiet.
He was shook. First of all, you've been playing Matt for how long? And he ran a what? How old? No, that ain't happening. And it came from when it came from being like a cakewalk to a victory to now you in a dog fight. No, Todd Bowles literally went from we calling a defensive game plan to just attack the weakness of the offense, which is the offensive line. There's just blitz, and hopefully things will work in our favor, which in hindsight it did. But at the end of the day, those guys, they played desperation football. They were shook in their boots because they were looking like, holy hell, we didn't expect this. We did not expect this. From what we saw against the Eagles in week 1 to today, this is a totally different team. What happened in 7 days? They need answers.
The thing also,
constant improvement. That's
the thing also you got to realize too is they're doing all this with leftover players from the last regime. They haven't even really gotten their players into this system yet.
You said it right there. That's it right there. I want Falcons fans to understand that we are literally dealing with leftover with people from the previous regime of what Thomas Dimitroff brought in. We ain't even got to the guys that they could bring in yet. We ain't even got to the fact that we ain't got no money back yet. Wait till we get some money in our pocket.
Oh, I'm saying
we have no money. Like when people want to complain about this whole team, I'm just like, he's playing with leftovers. You know how you get leftovers from a place. He's like, I don't even know if I really want these. That's what Arthur Smith is really doing right now. Do I really want these leftovers from this team, or do I really want to start new? Now we say retooling because, mind you, this is a retooling. We're not going to get rid of half these players, but some of these guys, he got to get some of his real guys in here. And when that happens, it's going to be scary.
Oh, it's going to be lights out.
Real scary.
We literally have $22 million in dead cap space right now.
Yeah,
we're still paying Desmond Trufant, James Carpenter, Ricardo Allen, Jamal Brown, Alan Bailey, Mingo, Ito Smith, Quadri Olison.
Why is that list
Miller.
so long?
The worst thing that Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn did, if you ask me, was not taking advantage of complimentary picks and letting players walk that didn't deserve contracts.
Yeah.
That's a number one right there.
Yeah.
We had a whole draft class that was
Legit.
out the NFL in a few years.
Literally, the Metro from me and Chauncey did a thing. We did every 4 years with the Metro.
Mike, you get on my fucking nerves.
2008 to 2012, the Metro did okay. 2012 to 2016, we go Super Bowl. 16 to 20, Jesus Christ! I don't know what happened. I can't tell you what happened from 16 to 20, but he just fell off a cliff. It's just like, man, I don't. It's bad.
That was an anomaly.
Yeah, like that whole draft class has just been horrible.
Why the fuck would you cut that and he owe you $40 million? That makes no sense.
Hold on.
That makes no damn sense. Why would you do that?
Hey, LT, that wasn't Mike that did that this time. That was me. And the reason why I did it, because I actually looked up the numbers. Okay. Let's go ahead and read. Let's go ahead and read these numbers.
I was looking at it though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was looking at it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with
y'all want to do this when I'm on the damn show. Y'all know I said yo.
No, look. I'm gonna go with what G said here. He said we gotta trade Matt, cut him, do whatever you gotta do to get some cheese. Okay, let's look at pre-June 1st for next season. Okay, which will be the 2022 season.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You would save $8.1 million in cap space. But you'll have $40.5 million of dead cap money.
Matt Ryan's going to be here for a minute.
I was going to say, get comfortable with Matt Ryan. He's going to be here to probably he's 40.
He might get an extension while y'all playing.
He might. Now, he might keep him.
Now, if you cut him after June 1st, you save $23 million, but you still owe him $25 million.
Exactly. Like,
all right.
Be here.
So hold on. So you telling me now? Don't let me say this. So this year alone, we owe our dead cap is $22 million, and you telling me whether you cut him prior or after June 1st, you still gonna owe Matt Ryan way more than what we owe just in this year alone with several players.
Right.
Yep.
By yourself.
Yep. And so funny about the money thing with Matt Ryan is that y'all, it's funny. Since y'all like to play Madden so much, go in Madden and cut Matt Ryan and see how many players you think you're gonna sign. Because y'all love to make all these deals and stuff. Go play franchise.
But Tyrone, they play with the salary cap off.
Oh, of course, you know they do. Go to your sliders. Go look up real sliders on YouTube. Use those sliders and cut Matt Ryan and see how much. See how much is you ain't gonna be able to sign nobody.
Yeah, let me just tell you how it's gonna be. It's gonna be Josh Rosen for a whole few years with dead cap, with losing probably Grady Jarrett and Debo and a whole bunch of players while you're at it.
Now you didn't want to trade Grady and Debo now. I don't know why.
To be real with you,
their cap is crazy.
So by him saying that, by cutting Matt Ryan, and y'all just said it right then and there, you would have to cut Grady, you would have to cut Dion in order for you to have enough cap space to sign anybody.
But and that's the sad part. You could have put yourself in more dead cap because you had to cut them two because you put them back. They ain't going to be there.
Exactly.
You know what this logic sounds like to me? Hey, if I keep cutting the rope, maybe it'll get longer.
Damn it, I'm done. I am out.
Hey, let me take $2,000 out of my pocket to try to pay my $1,200 rent.
And I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Like, free agents isn't gonna be something that we're gonna be seeing for a minute. I think we actually don't have that much dead cap next year. But the thing is, right now it's retooling. Like someone said, I forget who said, but we're in a retooling phase. We're working to get money and working to acquire players. So right now we can only really rely on coaching. So when you watch the games, we watching from a coaching perspective just to see how we can what we can do, how we can suggest players to do or yada yada yada. But that's what we doing. We ain't saying these people need to get cut. These because we can't cut them. They ain't gonna get cut. We don't got money. If we cut them, we gonna lose even more money. It don't work like that.
It's just like KStylzz has said so many times. We ain't got no damn money. We asked out.
We asked out, bro. And
Man,
then, like I said,
we got
I
the
got
Amex.
more. I got more numbers. I got more numbers here. So if you decide to cut Deion Jones because you cut Matt Ryan for 2022, we're gonna look at 2022. You save $1 million in cap savings, but you owe him $19 million.
That's about eight.
Mom, why don't we have money?
That's
for
about
McDonald's?
80 million in dead cap, bro. You cut Matt Ryan and Deion Jones. That's 80 million dead cap.
See the thing.
So apparently they gonna sign me to play middle linebacker, TJ to play right tackle, Mike gonna be our quarterback,
Hey, you know,
Kevin gonna be our center. Like this, we already gonna get paid
Mike ain't gonna
500.
be the QB. They gonna bring back Cam Newton.
Hold on.
Y'all need to look at the salary cap table before y'all start saying cut Matt Ryan.
I ain't about to be a crash test dummy.
You just be it's okay, Mike. Just be the sacrificial lamb for a season. That's all you have to do. Be a sacrificial lamb for a year.
Go ahead, KStylzz. Go ahead.
So by looking at overthecap.com, so I'm putting my source out there, overthecap.com. If you cut Matt Ryan, the first guy that's going to get cut is Grady Jarrett because he's going to be the one that's going to save you the most money.
Mm-hmm.
But you still going to be in goddamn debt like a motherfucker.
Exactly. Like, cut Matt Ryan, like, you really going to have to sell the team. Like, goodness gracious. Like, it's Matt Ryan for a minute now. You just got to accept it. If you don't accept it, it is what it is. Hop off, and then it is what it is.
I want to say this for the people that's complaining.
But it keeps getting shorter.
Hold on, go ahead, ATM. Hold on, go ahead, ATM. Go ahead.
For the people that's complaining about Matt Ryan's contract, y'all do realize quarterback is the highest paid position in football. You're gonna have to pay your quarterback regardless.
And he actually ain't even the most expensive. Shoot. You saw what Patrick Mahomes got and freaking Lamar and what's his name? Josh Allen.
You saw what Carson Wentz and Jared Goff got too.
That's what I'm saying.
We lucky. Shoot.
Even Jimmy Garoppolo, and that man already hurt again.
Hold on. So that man Jimmy G got paid $157 million for playing, and I want y'all to listen to me closely.
Right.
Roughly 4.5 damn quarters.
See, the thing that supports the whole Matt Ryan being here for a good, probably, like I said, until about his 40s. If you go back and you read that AJC article I mentioned at the beginning when I first joined, Arthur Smith actually commented on how his philosophy was, and he said, basically not word for word, but he basically said that he believes in like building a team and then dropping a rookie there. So
exactly.
It makes his job easier. Why would you want to bring in a guy in a shit face team and tell him go out there and be our Lord and Savior?
No.
That is stupid.
That's what Jacksonville's doing.
If you're gonna draft a quarterback,
But he's black and he's from Georgia.
The thing about it though is dropping a rookie quarterback in like a situation like Jacksonville does you no good with a team like that because it breaks their spirit. Like, you know, once a quarterback's spirit and is gone, it's gone. There's nothing you can do about that. And like he quoted Andy. He used the Kansas City Chiefs as an example in the article where he was saying like how Andy Reid built the Kansas City Chiefs. Like they didn't draft Patrick Mahomes with a terrible team. They built that team up and then got Mahomes.
Exactly.
And you see what happened.
I'm looking at Sports Track. So next year, all our contracts will equal $178 million, right? We'll have $15,000 in dead money. So in total, it'll be $194 million. That's a lot of money to think about. but we'll have 14 million in cap. We still like if you look at the list, some of these guys might be back next year.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
if you look at the dead cap, like the guys that were supposed to be in the dead cap next year, some of these guys are like practice squad players. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like you have 14 million, but we don't know how we gotta have to move that money around. So
Tyrone, I just hope I don't have to see Tyler Davidson and Steven Means for another season
He's
again.
a free agent after this.
yeah, they're free agent.
We're free agents after this. We ain't gonna see him no more.
I'm not gonna lie. I told people all the time, like Steven Means is just fortunate that his career got extended by us really ain't having no choice but to have him on the roster. I mean, I ain't trying to talk down on the man, but I'm pretty sure once his contract up with the Falcons, I don't think nobody else gonna pick him up. If they do, more power to him. But listen, I don't see him being a Falcon after this year.
That man
I
said
think
he
Tyler
listened to
Davidson
Meek Mill
gets
to
cut.
get hyped before the game. Clearly, it ain't working.
Tyler
I don't think
Davidson
they
again,
gonna
but
cut Davidson.
he ain't. No, he ain't. Because we don't like.
They'll write him out for the year, but let his contract just expire. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And if his contract does expire this year, as a matter of fact, this is actually a good segue because I've been doing a lot of scouting throughout the year. Because Mike already know me, I be doing scouting when the season starts. Mike Pinnell that just got brought up from the practice squad, that's a guy that can really watch out to be our nose tackle. That can be a guy that we start signing maybe to 2 years after the season, and he can be our nose tackle. And we like draft someone this year to develop because realistically speaking, you might not always find a polished nose tackle in the draft. You got to get them and then maybe develop them for a little bit, and then maybe they might be ready to play. Because there's some things that just happens in the trenches that needs to just be developed in order to like not get blown off and not get freaking destroyed, and then the fans start saying, he needs to get cut. Like you gotta like you gotta work with your pieces, which is why like I feel like sometimes from a coaching perspective, we got to use our players a little bit different. But I feel like all these things are going to get worked out once the coaching staff just starts getting adapted to our team. And one other point, if we were going to draft a quarterback and for Matt Ryan, whatever you guys want to do, Matt Ryan has maybe 3 years left on his contract. If you want to draft a quarterback, we're drafting a quarterback later in the round. Ain't no way we're spending top 5 pick, first round money on a quarterback that ain't gonna play for 2 or 3 years because that just don't make sense. We ain't doing no Jordan Love.
Why you looking like that? Why you looking like that, Noah?
Because I've been saying that since April. And there's still people that are going on and clamoring about it.
There are quarterbacks in this draft. There's this quarterback that I actually like out of Nevada called Carson Strong that might make it to like second round or third round. And those are the options that if you want to go in that direction, that's where you start looking at. You start looking at players that have what's it called? The intangibles and can sit behind Matt Ryan while we still develop a whole team that can when the time comes and when we have to like start negotiating and maybe part ways with one of the best Falcons of all time. Now we have a whole team to support a guy that's been learning from the dude. That's how you run a whole football team. You can't just say, all right, we're gonna take this quarterback and then Matt Ryan, we're gonna trade him. Like if you play Madden and watch franchise mode, y'all really need to start looking at that before y'all say stuff out your mouths and say we gonna cut Matt Ryan. Like
that again, somebody said earlier they played with the cap space off because I'm here to tell you, like even I think the last time I really went into franchise mode on Madden was way back in the PS2 days, was like 07. And I've had guys that I developed into being like Pro Bowl caliber guys, but when it came time to their contracts, them folks was holding out because they wanted more money. You know what I'm saying? There was some guys like I couldn't re-sign back because of the way my cap was set up and the way things was going. They wanted the big payday. I couldn't afford to get them a big payday, so I had to let certain people walk. And that's what the draft and and stuff like that. You had to bring people in and develop them and make them, quality players for your team. But you just can't just cut somebody and just bring in somebody and think you just gonna go from zero to hero just like that. Word to Disney and Hercules. But I just don't understand like I don't understand why people just think that this is that simple. It's not that simple. You gon' Again, I've been telling folks for the longest, the way how y'all set up, if y'all thought Cleveland run for not making the postseason was bad, the way people might if the Falcons remotely listen to a quarter what the fan base said, we will be so further down the road.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, they had to sell the team to Alabama if they listen to the fans.
Man, we
Would
wouldn't
have sold the
even,
team to the XFL.
we wouldn't even be on. Yeah, we wouldn't even be on a road at that point.
Exactly.
I'm looking at these folks. These folks got Matt still a top 20 QB. He top 12. I cannot name you 12 quarterbacks that's better than Matt
Bro,
Ryan.
you cannot name 19 quarterbacks better than Matt Ryan. Stop the cap, man.
Man, most of y'all can barely name 19 quarterbacks. So stop that.
Hey, I'm about to say Stone the Cat. I'm gonna put the link back up there so you can tell us right there in person.
And one of them quarterbacks that ain't better than Matt Ryan ain't Buddy from Buffalo either.
Nah. I want to go to Triple G. So you was talking about the Falcoholics saying we're drafting Malik Willis. So I do a college show. This is a shameless plug. I do a college show. Ain't no way in hell the Atlanta Falcons are drafting Malik Willis. Ain't a rat's ass in this world that the Falcons are drafting Malik Willis. Because let's be honest, Malik Willis will go top 10. I'll give him that. He's gonna go top 10 off of hype, and he's good. He's not bad. He's not a bad quarterback. You got in this draft right now. You have him. You have Carson Strong, who probably I really think Carson Strong might drop, but he's been projected to go up there. You still got Spencer Rattler. You still got I can't even think of that. Well, JT
don't forget my quarterback got this motherfucker.
Is he leaving this year?
Desmond Ritter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was just watching Ritter. I like Ritter though, but I want only two people in Corral. So out of those 6, the best chance we got is Carson Strong, and the guy. Actually, I forgot. Arizona State's quarterback is coming out this year. I think this year too. Somebody's reporting he might come out this year. And those are the only 2 guys. I think they can't. Those are the only 2. You're not going to get those top 6 unless we go unless they drop second or third round, because we're not drafting these guys in the first round. Really.
When you say hype, are you talking about the Mel Kiper hype? Because he made sure Zach Wilson went number 2 this year.
Malik Willis for Atlanta. I'll give Malik Willis this. Malik Willis is from Georgia, of course, so and he's black, and he plays quarterback, and he plays like Cam Newton. So of course, he was going to get the hype of, especially from Atlanta. He was definitely going to get the hype from Atlanta fans. Like, we need to bring Malik Willis here. He's not bad. I just don't think I like him. I just don't know how good he's really going to be in the NFL.
I like Malik Willis too, but the thing is, you have to think about money. You have to just think about money. Like, Carson Strong is fine. Like, because by the time he starts, he'll have about 2 years to prove, whether or not he's ready. And in those 2 years, we can decide to extend him or just like kick the boot, which is fine, honestly. That's fine, because that means that Matt Ryan either sets off into the sunset or goes to a contender, and we don't lose money. And we tried something out, and if it failed, we still have more money. Like, it works out when you get stuff cheaper and you build a team. Like, first round pick, maybe you go Andrew Booth or Aiden Hutchinson or what's his name, Neal or Tyler Linderbaum, or whoever you want to go with. Like, we can get pieces instead of just start drafting the first quarterback we see because we think he's gonna be what's his name, Cam Newton or better. No shade to Malik Willis, because he's a great quarterback in his own right, but we gotta just start thinking.
To add on to your point.
Go ahead.
To add on your point, and me and Mike, we talked about this earlier. If everyone is complaining about how bad this defense is, what sense Somebody please in the comments tell me what sense does it make putting a new QB behind that same defense? That makes absolutely no sense.
And O-line.
I literally was about to say, like, don't be
Y'all just
surprised.
seen what Justin Fields went through in Chicago in his first game, right?
Yeah.
Y'all seen how Patrick Mahomes played in the Super Bowl without 2 starting tackles, right? And y'all gonna put a new QB behind that line and to play with a trash defense? That makes no sense.
Don't be surprised if we don't even touch the quarterback position in this next draft. Like, this defensive line class coming up is supposed to be really deep. So, like, I can see us.
It's a beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
This year's D line, really D line and O line class is deep.
So
it's talent everywhere.
Don't be surprised if we start stacking just straight line players, like whether it be
We need Jordan
line.
Davis so bad, man.
We need actually. There's a lot of guys actually. For example, I think that Falele, that 6'8" dude from Minnesota, we got to get him.
I like him.
0.1. What's his name? Jordan Davis.
Let me stop you. If it ain't Jordan Davis, I don't want it. You can't teach that, dog. I'm sorry. If it ain't Jordan Davis, I don't want it. Like, you talking? If don't get me wrong, I ain't saying the man ain't talented, but you can't teach what I've been saying for that man. Like, for that man to be that big, that fat, and can move like that, like, come on, dog. Like,
20 miles per hour. He runs at 20 miles per hour, bro.
I'm about to say, don't Jordan Davis kind of remind you of Kevin Williams a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's like Kevin Williams if you boost him up to like 85 speed and Madden.
I love Jordan Davis. I think that realistically speaking, a lot of other teams love Jordan Davis. So if we don't get Jordan Davis, there's some other D tackles that are here on the board, like Travis Jones out of UConn. That UCLA D tackle, goodness gracious, that man is pretty good. Like I watched a few games, maybe 3 or 4, and that guy was just shedding. He's huge too. Like he looks big on film.
That's why I say this class is so deep, bro. It's really
it's pretty good. Like there are some pieces out here. Like Jordan Davis is ideal, but if you can't get some other pieces like Jordan Davis, maybe Andrew Booth, maybe
nobody talking about his teammate though. Nobody talking about White. Like,
nobody talking about him either. Nobody's talking about Walker. Nobody's talking about Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean. Yeah, I know about Nakobe.
Nakobe Dean's gonna be out there this year too. But Georgia's front seven is so funny because we did the same thing last year where we got rid of our whole front seven, and this year this front seven look even better. So man, we don't know who's leaving yet. We really don't know who's leaving yet because we don't know if I can't even think of his name. Nolan's gonna leave. We don't know if Nolan's gonna leave. We don't know if Trayvon's gonna leave. We don't know. It's another thing. The other D tackle. I mean, the other nose. We don't know if he's gonna leave. But look at these guys that like Aiden, like you said, Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. Like, I mean, it's the D linemen out here, and mind you, there's other positions, but bro, this defensive front seven draft this year, this is gonna be a draft where you're gonna see like some top 10 defensive guys, like, and I mean like maybe top 5 defensive guys type thing. Like, that's how deep this defensive draft is.
I can tell you who is going to be leaving, Tyler Davison, because like you said, this draft is so deep. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we get that replacement. Because I can honestly see us going like nose tackle in round 1.
Yeah, I
think so.
So let me ask this: would y'all trade up to get Jordan Davis?
If we could,
No. It depends on where are we drafting? Where are we drafting?
We're drafting. So we got right now we got pick 6. Just based off the standings right now, we got pick 6. I think we have pick 39.
We got 6.
Yeah, or 6 or 5. We got pick 6 or 5. We got 39, and I think we also have we have 50 or something.
Yeah, we got a couple of seconds. Yeah.
And then we have, I think, 69 or 70, and then you get the Jets from later. Me personally, I don't want to trade up because I don't want to mess with our future draft capital because there are like a whole bunch of classes that are coming up next.
There are free agency. Hold on. You keep talking about that. There is a free agency. You get compensation picks from last year and the previous year. So, but at the end of the day, the reason why I say you have to focus on what's going on right now because like things change in the NFL. You have injuries that happen around the league that kind of affects whether or not these guys are going to drop or these guys are going to come out of college. So again, this is one of the reasons why I say don't get too happy about seeing these players leave college because, I mean, we've seen plenty of times that college players, they end up somehow getting another year of eligibility and they stay for their 5th and 6th year. So it's definitely one of those things where we just got to be patient because, like, again, we don't know with Taquan Graham how he develops, how Marlon Davidson developed, a number of guys. So, like I said, man, it's a lot of guys. We don't know what's going to happen with Fourier. We can end up trading Fourier. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if he likes Michael Walker more, he like Fourier. So again, it's all patience, man. You gotta be patient.
I'll be mad if we trade Fourier. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be tight.
The thing about go ahead, Mike. No, you're good. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Oh, I talk too much anyway. Go ahead, man.
All right, cool. Appreciate that. No, what I was gonna say though is as far as like draft capital goes, I'm looking to like trade some of these players away to get more. Like I want more picks, not less picks. You know what I mean? Like that's why I brought up the whole like, you know, hypothetical about trading Ridley. Like I just don't believe he's a fit for this scheme. And like we can at least, I think, get at least a second for him.
I gotta keep it 100 with you. In terms of Ridley, if there was a player that I was going to trade, I would consider trading Fourier because he is an expiring contract. You can probably get, I know his value isn't high, but you could probably get something, maybe a pick, maybe a 3rd round pick. Maybe I could spend it on Mike Jones this year, who's a good coverage linebacker who can guard slot. Tight end.
Who?
Mike
Jones.
I think his name is Jones Jr. I think his name is Jones. I'm not entirely sure, but he can cover slot, wide receivers, and tight ends. And I love Fourier. I love that he was a safety back in the day. I love that he's fast. But if I'm being 1,000 with you, I don't think he can really cover those tight ends like that. I got to be blunt. But he can do some stuff in the run game, and he's a good blitzer. But we could maybe use some of these picks to, you know, maybe get some other maybe some other pieces that can fit in a little bit better. Maybe.
All right, let me go on that one because you mentioned about him being good in the run game, but he might not be the best cover linebacker. So what you gonna get a cover linebacker that can't attack in the run game?
That or maybe a future pick for a draft class.
That makes absolutely no sense at all.
There you go, LT.
There you go.
I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying, like, because the first of all, let me say this. I understand it's a passing league, but you still got to stop the run.
Right.
Like if you start the run, you forcing the team to become one dimensional. Right. Having a person like Fourier actually causes that. So now this is, like I said, what we've been lacking at is the pass rush and the front. You know what I'm saying? Having that pressure to getting QBs out the spot and having them forced to make mistakes. Like you need a person like Fourier on the team to be able to be that run stuffer and whatnot. But then I understand people might be like, well, if we put him in coverage, he might be a little like a daisical. Okay, that's what we need. That's why we need to have our pass rush to kind of pick up as the years go on. I feel like we could do that, you know, with better drafting than what we have had in years past. So that's why I'm saying that. I don't get wrong. I'm not saying nothing wrong with your idea. To me, it's just like I said, just like having 2 linebackers that can cover and nobody can really stop the run like that is like, yeah.
Well, if you run, let's say you run 3-4, your 2 inside, unless you're gonna make your 2 inside the ones that cover, and your 2 outsides are the ones supposed to cover your rush. Yeah, that don't make sense. Even if you did, even really,
I got
if
a
you did
question
like
for
that.
everybody. I got a question for everybody. This has always been my philosophy, but I actually believe that running a 3-4 is actually better for your draft than running a 4-3 because you can have a guy like a Dion who's just a cover guy, and then you have a middle linebacker who's the run stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh have I forget the guy name, Bush, and that's another guy that's in the middle.
Devin
But like
Bush.
they're the complete
It's Devin
opposite.
Bush and I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the complete opposite of each other. Like TJ Watt, he's not a great run defender, but he gets after the press rush. So, like for me, like I think running a 4-3, 3-4 is actually better for your draft and being able to develop players because you can draft guy for this reason, draft guy for that reason, kind of mix match with them. Like, what do you guys think of that?
There's a lot of versatility you can do with a 3-4 defense.
I do agree. Yeah.
The thing about it is, though, it takes the pressure off one position and puts it on the other. Like, in my opinion, I think in a 3-4, like a dominant nose tackle is really important in that kind of a system. And, you know, that's why I said, like, don't be surprised if if Jordan's there in the first round, all day, right? Because you can slot him in there and won't have to worry about nothing. That'll help your pass rush and it'll help your coverage. Because, you know, the pocket's being pushed and not more time for the quarterback to dissect the defense. You know, that just, you know, that's by proxy helps your coverage. So, yeah, like a dominant nose tackle, I think, is one of our top needs right now, personally.
I agree, nose tackle. But we do have Mike Pennell, who's someone that is to consider for right now. But we do need a future nose tackle. But yeah, having a 3-4 it does help out your drafts because, like, you can put more pressure on different positions depending on your personnel. For example, like if we were to get a coverage linebacker like Mike Jones or whoever in the future, you can put more pressure on the D line and the front five, and have the linebackers just scrape to the ball and have them be clean, like how Roquan was back in Georgia. Like you can have that type of scheme and things like that. But as opposed to like a 4-3 where you need some linebacker. Actually, no, in 4-3, I think your linebackers are quite clean, or one of them have to be able to shed some blocks.
Your mic has to be the one to really shed.
And I was going to ask too, why hasn't Michael Walker really got any snaps at outside linebacker because he played edge at Fresno State?
I think we're trying to convert him to a middle because I think on the roster, on the depth chart, he's a middle linebacker.
Yeah, he's an inside linebacker, and that
I think so. So my thing on the 3-4, Georgia runs like a 3-4 hybrid, like a 4-3, 3-4 hybrid. So when you watch Georgia, you see I don't know if you guys do, but everybody knows that Georgia shift. I think everybody, if you watch Georgia football, you know that Georgia shift. And that's some old school football type stuff where you line up, you clap. If the linebacker say a word, you go over this way. If he say another word, you go this way. That helps your DNs, and that helps your middle linebackers. So your DNs don't have the pressure enough to be like, oh, I need to go inside, but they can go outside, and then they can cover because everybody on Georgia right now runs a 4-5. So these DNs are out here running coverages and stuff, and that's making them making them another linebacker. So when you run that 3-4, you can make these DNs, if they're fast enough, they can turn into linebackers, and they can cover these certain flats and these spots. And that's why the 3-4 is special. That's why people don't understand. D linemen, these DNs that we get nowadays are like basketballers. Like in high school, all our DNs were basketball players. They were like 6'4", 6'5". Well, really, there's like 6. I had one that was 6'6", and he was out there playing DN. But he was out there. He was able to run out and cover the flat. And that's kind of sort of what the 3-4 helps you with, is that you can run, like, you can look like you're running a 4-3, but your DN is really a linebacker. That's what I really like about the whole system, and that's why it's easier to draft.
I think Dean Pease actually has like a poor man's Dante Hightower in store for like Malik Walker. Like I think he's really going to be like the go-to middle.
That's a good comparison, yeah.
And there's another linebacker that I don't want to forget that we have on our team too, and that's Dorian Etheridge.
Yeah,
he showed out in the preseason as well. So, about this whole like hypothetical, if we trade Foye away, we're gonna need someone else to stuff the run. We're gonna need someone else in putting coverage. Technically, we have two of those guys that kind of fulfill half of those roles. Like if we try to put like Michael Walker as the rusher. Or even as the coverage guy too, because he wasn't that bad in coverage last year when he was actually on the field. And then with Dorian Etheridge just being the Mike guy, he's already had the experience of hearing the calls from, I want to say, Dean Pease, with the green dot on his helmet. So he knows what it's like in order to get people around him, and he knew how to shoot through gaps too. It's like I think what I heard from him coming out of Louisville, like the only reason as to why he wasn't drafted was because of his like a character issue or something, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
There was something like personal report that like his talent didn't cause him to be undrafted. It was just more something on the field. So and obviously we got that cleaned up with him because we haven't heard anything from him since. But I mean, like we have really good depth of our linebacker position too. Like that's always been the strength of our defense. So even if we are forced to give someone away, like a Deion Jones, like a Foye, this team has known what it's like in order to make the next guy become that guy.
Right.
Who was expecting Foye to come to be who he is now out of Yale?
Yeah.
Well, if you look at like successful franchises like the Patriots, for example, like the one thing that Bill Belichick abuses every single chance he gets an opportunity to is compensation picks. Like they're always letting players walk. They're always getting those comp picks because that's and then getting back to one of my first points, getting back to like the foundation of the coaching staff. All these coaches seem to have the same like mentality, same focal point, same like mindset. Those are the type of coaches that you want to develop players because they're all on the same page. So I would say embrace the compensation picks and only really sign like your Matt Ryans, your Jake Matthews, your Grady Jarrett's, like the players that really deserve these contracts. Like I honestly believe that giving Debo the second contract was kind of a mistake, honestly. Like I would have let him walk and got the comp pick because that would have probably been a second at that point. Easy. Because he was out of his mind before that second contract.
That is true. And another thing is and this me thinking of a player to trade in Foye isn't shade to Foye because I do still think he has like some upside in coverage, at least in zone coverage, not necessarily man. But the reason why I considered trading Foye instead of maybe some other players is, well, we have Mikel Walker, we have what's his name, Errol Thompson and Etheridge and all these other linebackers. And if we get a linebacker and Mike Jones or whoever in the future rounds who maybe might be an all-around linebacker or something like that, we have personnel where we can sub in one linebacker who might be more of a bruiser or at least has good run instincts with the ability to take on blocks in the first two downs, and maybe Mikel Walker in the third downs where he is a threat to blitz and a threat in coverage to a degree, and then have Mike Jones cover tight ends on some possessions, be a little bit versatile and unpredictable. And that's the only reason why I think that I'd be more lean into trading Foye than Calvin Ridley. And like I'm content with keeping both of them if whatever the coaching whatever the front office does, I'm fine.
I mean, I'm up for getting as many picks as possible. So if they traded them both, I'd be cool with it. Because like I said, this is a leftover regime's players, and I'm trying to get as many players into this regime as quickly as possible. But, getting back to that's what I was saying about Malik Walker, that like he could be a poor man's Dante Hightower, because that's what Dean Pease did with Hightower in New England. He would play in middle and then like pick him outside linebacker on third downs. You don't know if he was going to rush or if he was going to drop into coverage. Like he was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
My only problem with getting sorry.
Go ahead.
My only problem with getting a little bit too many too many young players on the same around like the same area is that I take a look at this team right now and I take a look at all the rookies that are kind of been like that are kind of behind the curtain still, like Richie Grant, like Darren Hall, like Drew Dahlman. Like there's a lot of young talent that we've drafted already that we just haven't seen a whole lot of like on-field snaps with. So I think they're trying to protect them for a reason because of how, especially on the defensive side, like how complicated our defensive scheme has been. I think that's one of the main catalysts as to why Richie Grant, why Darren Hall hasn't been on the field yet. Like Avery Williams, yeah, like he stepped up because he's got like somewhat of a different mentality, but when it comes to some of our other rookies that have those high expectations, we're sheltering them because if we put them up on the field right now, they're going to look sloppy. So if we have too many of those young talent that are on the field at the same time, we're not going to be able to hide them, like we have the capability to now. So if we do that, then we're going to have a bunch of young talent that is still going to learn the offense, or they're still going to learn both the offense and the defense at the same time. And yes, that can gel, but are we going to be like improving like the Panthers have been in the last couple of years, or are we just going to go downhill like the Jaguars have been?
Yeah.
Like there's a whole mindset to that as well. Like with how sophisticated Dean Pease is on his defense, with how sophisticated Arthur Smith is on his offense, like you're going to need some time.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mean they should. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be like trying to call for their head if they did. Is all I was saying.
Right. And then cheap contracts is something that you also appreciate too.
But then we also have to kind of look at it as well as when you said about Carolina, it's about establishing that identity. Like you said, that's what these guys are trying to do right now. They want to establish that identity of what this team is going to look like.
And that's the biggest key. But hey, man, look, we got we're about to go into 3 hours.
Good Lord.
Good conversation. Great
Damn, I
conversation.
didn't look at this damn thing. But everybody kind of give their last thoughts. We'll start with Noah, and then we kind of go in order from right to left. TJ.
Okay. So I was busy during the earlier conversation that you guys had about like who could we put in the slot, and I mentioned some other, and then I've seen some other people mention this name, and like I don't think anyone on the panel had really talked about him. But I think that when I take a look at the secondary, the person that needs the most help that can get it in the slot, and he's had experience in there, is Fabian Moreau.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got what it takes right now to be the outside corner. He didn't really show that in Washington. So we're putting a player in a position to fail still right there. So if he's got the capability in the slot, he's got the other outside corner now. He's got the linebackers next to him. He's got the safety behind him, and he's got a defensive or like an edge rusher in front of him. Like he's not on an island anymore, and that was his problem, is that he was left alone for him to get picked on by the quarterback. So if you put him over there, he doesn't have to worry about like, oh, maybe I'm not fast enough, or maybe I got to double guess my coverage looks, or maybe I got to do this. And that's what I've been seeing from him. I've been seeing him just making too many mental mistakes. But if you have someone around him that can recover for him, I think that'll be better. So, that's my response to that question.
I personally like Richie Grant in the slot, and because I think that Fabian Moreau has made me happy and like made me upset too many times in this season. It's already like week 5. So I trust Richie Grant a lot more because I think he's a blitzer. He has good instincts in man. He's obviously great in zone. He's a pretty good tackler for his size. I think he fits really well in the slot in replacement for IL.
For me, it's just about knowledge, though.
Yeah.
Like you can be instinctive, you can be all that kind of stuff, but I think he's making a little bit more mental mistakes than Fabian right now, to the point where, yeah, he can technically do all that stuff, but if you put him on the field right now, he might get to the wrong place faster than him. He might get to the wrong place quicker than Fabian,
True.
and I don't want that to happen, and the other side of this too is, I'd rather hold Fabian more accountable right now than for Richie Grant to play bad.
Right. I get that.
I don't want that risk for him. I don't want him to be in a Jalen Mayfield type of experience where he gets thrown into the fire and then he doesn't exceed our expectations.
Right. And someone brought up Kendall Sheffield. That's a like it's
he's such a duct tape.
Like, I like Kendall Sheffield, but where he seems comfortable, it seems more so on the outside, and also it's really, really hard to play in the slot because it's a two-way go. If he bites on one fake, he's done. And so I don't like. That's why IO was kind of like as impactful as he was, because he could play both ways. Like, if someone wanted to release both ways, he could flip his hips and play play the ball, because he's best in press man. Which, by the way, he's made great strides in his progression, in his progress to be better in press man, because he has that kind of, what's it called, Richard Sherman, aka Stephon Gilmore type press man play type when he's playing press man. So it's really hard to get slot corners that can be disciplined enough. So I don't know if I want to put Kendall Sheffield.
Yeah.
All right, DT, what you
got? Well, yeah, I just want to say thank you. I just want to thank you guys, for letting me come on, of course. If anything, Sunday is going to be a game where Matt Ryan shows you he's still Matt Ryan. He's going to show you he don't need the number one or that number two receiver to be great. He's going to show you he's still great no matter what. And I think that's something that people think he needed Julio, and people think he needs Calvin Ridley. And I don't think he needs those two guys, really and truly. I think this is a game where you're going to see.
What you say?
Wow.
What you say, Mom?
ATM.
ATM.
I wish you could do work, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just gonna be a game where you just figure out, you're just gonna see it. I don't think we're not gonna do plugs right now, because I'll do that in a minute.
No, we plug. Go ahead, plug, man.
Okay. So in a couple of minutes, literally, at 11:30, I will be doing my Friday night jackpot show. So you guys should come over there. Top 3 games I'm gonna watch tomorrow. All the money lines, all the gambling, all of that big money moves over there. My betting slip will be not gonna be shown, but I will show you what I'm gonna put on there. And what you should bet on. It's only gonna be 3 games. It's gonna be quick tonight. I'm gonna try to make it 30 minutes because we've been on here for almost 3 hours. So I'll make it quick tonight. And if you want to come in and just talk college football, it's Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. And then just shoot over there real quick right after this show and talk college football with me a little bit.
Hey, we got you. I don't know if LT sleep. He probably went out for a damn he ain't been hurt for a while, so he could have slipped to the club or somewhere.
Man, everybody slipped to the doggone club. I'm too old for that. Nah, man, my final thoughts, man, just basically we just, like I've been telling people, man, just support the team like you should. We like, listen, like I said, I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. It's a process, it's a progress. We ain't gonna always get it right the first time. We're gonna make mistakes, but if you're a diehard fan, you support no matter what. You ride together, we die together. That's how we roll. Like, we need to start that moniker. Like, if you want to say you're a fan, support us all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. Go support the team. I say, if I lived in Atlanta, I promise you I'll probably be there every game. but I don't live up there, so that's why I don't make it every game. So, like I said, just support the team like you're supposed to. Cheer for your team. They put more positive vibes in the air. Because with all that negativity, we put some positivity in here. I promise you, our fortunes are turning right on over.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right, what you got, bro?
Well, first off, I want to say it's always a pleasure to sit on here and chop it up with y'all. I love talking football with y'all, and I just want to let people know that, this is an installation season. Just enjoy the season, because this coaching staff is working with leftovers, and most of the leftovers are cold and stale. We and you look at it this way: we could always be the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
be grateful for what we got.
Yeah.
AZM. He probably sleep.
Nah, I ain't sleep. I just want to say thanks for having me on the show again. Everybody, make sure y'all go follow everybody on AFN, and follow my Twitter at ATM0534. That's where I post the receipts, so you better watch what you say.
Better watch what you say. It's gonna be on display.
Did you plug your articles and whatnot? I don't know if you plug your.
Yeah, guys, check out the website, man. I'm trying to do like the biggest dissection of the game that I can try to do, man. I provide pictures. I provide like the dang near the play-by-play. I try to cover everything that I see from every single play. All right, and I'm trying to do my best in order to educate the group that tunes in and watches it. I know it's a long read, all right? It's just like 5 pages long on a consistent basis. But that just shows you how dedicated I am in order to give you what you guys can probably need, or what you guys can probably use, and how do we improve? So that's the only thing I want to care about. I don't care about my socials, because that's my personal stuff. I've been having to turn on a lot of people that are declining. I got to decline. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. It's just a respectful thing. It's like, you're not gonna find all my Falcon stuff right there. You're gonna find like, don't.
Just don't. I'll just say, man, y'all continue to. Hey, this is Friday Night Madness, man. Y'all already know how it goes down. This is for y'all. That's kind of why we, sit up here for 3 hours and just let y'all, let you guys speak. So that's what Friday Night Madness is about. It's about y'all. Like, you hear enough of our talking throughout the week, so this is all about you guys. But KStylzz, you want to close it out, man?
Oh, man, I'm going to close it out. Like I said, we appreciate everybody on here. Noah, ATM, TJ, Vlad, LT. Like I said, we definitely appreciate y'all joining in with us. Like I said, this is Friday Night Madness for a reason, because we all crazy as hell, and we all crazy about football. This is what we do. This is the barbershop talk that we got going on. But my final thing is, did a stream yesterday, and I get a comment that's about fucking 45 to 50 minutes long. Now
comment that long?
Gonna read all that shit. This is why we always say that Friday Night Madness is the place where you need to be to air out your frustrations or air out everything you have to say. Because damn it, ain't nobody fit. Bruh, I kid you not. I kid you not, boy.
Someone sent you the Bible book of Psalms.
The book of Psalms, boy. This was the book of life he goddamn hit me up with. And I like, good Lord.
Proverbs. Sounds like a wall of nonsense.
I heard every noun and verb in one comment. I was like, yeah, this but like I said, and the comment was very interesting because it was saying on the verge of, well, we're tired of losing and fans are not going to support the team because we're not winning. Only thing I say to that and to certain fans, and also Stone Decatur, you didn't come on like we wanted you to. You said you had 20 quarterbacks.
I haven't heard a single thing from him since.
He ain't been back on since. His homeboy G was in here talking junk all week. I was surprised he didn't get a chance to hop on. But
they be scared. Why y'all be so scared?
Hey, man, why y'all be talking trash in the comments? Don't come on the show, man. That's female baby.
We're not bullies, bro. We don't bully people. They just come in here and be stupid.
Bro,
like I said, we good. We good people. All right. Oh, okay, G. Hey, G.
Y'all gotta stop showing your skirt and actually show up when they tell you to come on, man.
Hey, no, G. I want you to be my last comment, bro. Okay, I'm gonna put it back in here. G, you gotta come on here now. You gotta come on here. Let's wait about 2-3 minutes. I gotta wait on G because he said something earlier this week that made it very interesting. Don't nobody say nothing. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Right there.
Peace and courage. No matter what's going on.
Hey, G, I'm sorry, bro, but you the trash you just talking right there. Bro. This is what we talk. This is what we talking about. Like I said, it's easier to talk trash when you're typing. It's easier like that. But like I said, this is what Friday Night Mad. Like I said, we just sit back, we listen to what you have to say, and we ask you questions based on it. It's not about being, like I said, we're good guys. We're not bad guys. But the issue is we have a lot of people that like to talk junk and like to have all these opinions and stuff. And like I said, all we want is the conversation. And by you trying to talk about us Matt Ryan lovers means you got a whole lot to say. Because I want to ask y'all a question. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Have you noticed that anytime somebody that likes anybody that doesn't like Matt Ryan talks to somebody about Matt Ryan, they always gotta have something to say as far as trying to demean their character? Have you noticed that?
Noticed that? I think we've all been victims to it.
We've all been victims to it. But the thing about it is, if it comes down to where you have to say all that to make yourself feel good, and we ain't paying you no mind. Because like I said, when people say Matt Ryan hater, that's the most generic ass thing you could say. That ain't even anything to be roasting y'all about. We just saying, just get off our backs. But like I said, dude, you can't talk trash. See, he doing it right now. Dude, you doing it right now, but you're not getting on. We're going to still wait a couple minutes.
Hey, man, G, stop being scary, man. Say what you mean and mean what you say, man.
You got to get it. But like I said,
if you make me late to my show, G, you're going to make me mad. So I'm going to need you to figure out what you're going to do. We got 10 minutes left on the clock. I'm gonna need you to figure out what you want to do.
We ain't got no 10 minutes. We got 3 minutes. I mean, you quit. But like I said, you like that. This is what we talk about. You quick to type, but you not quick to get on.
That man don't type my name 2 times already. I ain't said nothing.
He typed your name 2 times. He done typed all our names. He done generalized everybody on here. He done typed your name. He done typed this.
Ain't nobody ganging on anything.
Bro, I have not said. I will not say one word. Okay?
Like I said, we not saying nothing. Like I said, we just gonna be silent. But if you come with the wrong energy, we gonna have to call you out on it. You have to explain yourself. But like I said, since we know he done bitched out in front of everybody again, we gonna end the show like that. But appreciate everybody tuning in to AFN over here, Friday Night Madness. What you laughing at? What you laughing at? Hey, bro, it doesn't fail, bro. It always goes the same way. It always happens the same way. But definitely, like I said, continue to support AFN. Feline Sports is 6 Man KStylzz, all platforms. Hey, we're gonna do it like
Atlanta Falcons Nation.com. We got articles, we got a lot of stuff there. So we're looking to even get more writers and whatnot. So you gotta check out Atlanta Falcons Nation.com, GSHM. We got a lot of stuff, man. Like I said, it's plenty of content, man. If you're a Georgia fan, just Georgia sports fan in general, we got plenty of content for you guys. So just hit us up. Hey man, I don't know why y'all think we bullies, but we're far from bullies. All right, we're far from bullies. And we just want you guys to come in there and speak your mind. Don't be scared. Speak your mind. That's it.
Exactly. Like I said, if it was the other way around and it was one guy that liked Matt Ryan and it was like 50 of y'all that hated him, y'all be ganging up on him actually quicker. I'm just saying. But hold on. Let's get Cole Ranch in here right quick. Like I said, I'm gonna let you go. Hey, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. I've been doing some studying stuff, so I haven't been able to see this show, but I saw this was still on, so I clicked and I saw y'all speaking, so I decided I could use it.
Hey, what's good, man? What you been up to, man?
Nothing much. Been kind of an easy week. Last week was tough study week, but this week it's been so I'm going to talk about some NFL stuff. So Zach Wilson, I've been very critical of the guy, but he had a good game last week, so I do think he'll need to be kept in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But, there is no reason the Falcons should lose. No reason. They need to use their size at wide receiver. Like Frank Darby, I would get Frank Darby more time.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, with Ridley, I would ease up a bit on Ridley, to be honest, because I think he's got potential. Because the thing is, but what if the Saints were to go after Ridley next year and he becomes a star there? What does that say about the organization?
Y'all want to give us 3 first-round picks? You can have them. You give me 3 first-round picks.
Give us Michael Thomas.
That's fair, because the thing is, here's why. Because the thing is, the Saints would use those first-round picks on fourth-rounders like Seizure, Ruiz, passing up on Greg Rousseau, because I thought they should have taken Greg Rousseau over Peyton Turner, and I still feel that way.
Think about Ridley.
Or even Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah. The only D lineman I would have been okay with is taking Greg Rousseau. But no, we don't do that. So I'm fine with giving up our first and second round picks because we're just going to use them on fourth rounders. But right now, the Saints have the least talented offense in the NFC South. The results might not show it, but we are so predictable. We can't do this get by crap every game. Either Sean Payton has to coach better, because I don't give a crap if Jameis throws interceptions. If we're taking chances, I will defend that man. But Kamara, I'm getting tired of hearing excuses like Kamara and Michael Thomas being out. You're not a Super Bowl team. If that's the case.
Yeah,
man.
that's definitely.
Yeah.
Hey man, we appreciate you coming on, man. We're gonna definitely whenever you get a chance, man. You know, I already know you got a place for it, but we don't want to hold TJ up because he got to, do a show real soon. So you guys go ahead over to Feline Sports Podcast right now to join in with him.
Yeah, I pushed it back for y'all, man. I pushed it back for y'all. I'm gonna start in a minute though.
Are y'all trying to get somebody else on StreamYard? Do I need to go ahead and get off to get some more people on? Or
no, we about to cut.
4 hours.
This stream's longer than Endgame, man.
Exactly. Be glad you wasn't there during the draft.
Yeah, hey.
Who me?
Don't even bring them shows up. That was the longest weekend of my life.
The Justice League Snyder cut.
It's like I'm kind of done getting excited for the NFL draft for my team, to be honest, because I know they're gonna let me down.
Exactly. But definitely, y'all make sure y'all go over to Feline Sports. Go check out with TJ and the Jackpot. Talk some college football with him. Only thing I'm gonna say
is there a link to his channel? Like,
I can put.
I can put it right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because definitely can't leave you hanging for sure.
Oh no, ain't gonna leave nobody hanging. But hey, I about to say, if you got a lot to say about what we talk about, this is the platform for you. Like I said, we would get off the motherfucker to talk to somebody that you want to talk to.
Oh, me?
No, not
like
you.
I'm
Not
in the private chat. It's in the
private
chat.
It's a dude. It's the dude in the chat. He's talking junk about everybody up here. So
all right, I just subscribed.
Okay.
All right.
But anyways, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Falcons Jets. I low-key think this can be a thriller game. Like, the thing is, both O-lines have improved a bit, and the defenses have gotten better. Like, the thing is, Dean Pease is still breaking in. Like, he's still having to figure stuff out.
It's gonna take time at the end of the day, man. It's gonna take time at the end of the day. You got to be patient. And
I mean, because
the
thing is, right now, I think the Falcons can sweep the Saints. If the Saints continue to play the way they are, Falcons should sweep them. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. I appreciate. I like that.
Oh yeah. This is a Falcons channel, so I definitely respect y'all a lot on here, because I love you guys. It's just so happens to me I'm a Saints fan, but other than TJ Jones on the Saints, y'all are the source for news.
Right.
Because I kind of like when you get berserk defending your team, because I think it's pretty funny.
Yes, Asia. Hey, Asia talking about y'all still up. Yes, Asia, we still up. What's the Dan Patrick? What's the not Dan Patrick intro? What's his name on ESPN? I'm not tired yet. Basically, that's what it is, man. That's at this point.
Wait, you say Dan or
is it? I can't think of his name. I don't know why I can't remember his name.
Like, just give me a hint. And I'll try to figure out.
The bald-headed dude, Scott Van Pelt. Yeah, SVP. His intro. Yeah, but yeah, y'all. I'm about to leave out of here, y'all. I will see y'all in 4 minutes. I'm gonna start up.
All right, I'm gonna head over there after this.
All right. We about to go ahead and close it out, KStylzz.
Well, like I said, since a certain somebody didn't want to come on, we're gonna goddamn close it up like this. We here at AFN. We ain't here to play. We here to stay. Mike, they ain't gotta go home, but
they gotta get the hell up out of here.
I ain't got enough energy. I ain't even got enough energy to do that shit because it's almost midnight.
Oh yeah,
we've been out here, man, for 4 hours.
Plus, you got to save energy for college football tomorrow because there's a lot of good.
Oh
games
yeah,
on.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was about to say, G, if you want to talk, if you want to debate, like I said, you can go on the 6-man combo show on Thursday. Says you feel like this is the Maddie channel. That's not the Maddie channel. You still bitched out in front of everybody. Deuces.